I can be on at times, but like,
You said Cody Rhodes is not their savior.
no. Shh. You spoiling some other shit. But no, you know, sometimes I can get the Steph Curry, like I hit the three as I'm falling down and just get up with the.
Why do you think people hate your opinion so much? You want to shoot?
My opinion?
Yeah. Why do people hate your opinion so much? You want
I
to shoot
think
here?
everyone's opinion is hated. Because there
You
are some
hear
people
mine,
who
right?
I never hate your opinions though.
You the only one. Everybody hate my opinions. I do it for a reason.
You know why? Because I think I know you, and I know half the time it's not like you're always doing a bit because you also believe it too, which is why I can't hate it. But also you're like saying stuff and like I know this people are gonna hate it.
Yeah.
But you also believe what you're saying too, so that's why I can't hate it a lot of times. Because there's never really been nothing that I think you've said that I've been like, wow, this man's an idiot. at least if I can remember. Like,
Yeah,
and
because
that's
I'm
not
thinking with my wrestling takes.
like in a joking context, because the whole Tyler Perry thing, that's obviously again a joke. If you had said Tyler Perry should really direct a Fast and Furious movie, I would have been like, are you out of your fucking mind? But you saying that like he should direct the next one is obviously like one of the funniest jokes I've heard this year.
I tell you what, he can have the Fast and Furious set at his house. You seen that big ass house he got?
No, I mean, but again, I maybe saw like a quick glimpse of it, but but it makes sense. Like he built an empire, a legit empire. And low-key, I bet he wouldn't be bad. Because it's not like his movies are like that, like they look awful. He just never does action movies, is the thing. Like they don't look like shitty movies. Like
No, they don't. I don't like his cinematography. I hate it.
I've only really seen a few, so I can't say too much. Do you want? Should I name the Tyler Perry movies I've seen?
By all means, we here. I didn't expect this conversation to happen.
I think I've really only seen Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Daddy's Little Girls, which is the one where Derek Luke helps out Keisha Knight pull him. Is that Medea Goes to Jail? Or
I think it is.
Yeah. I think I might have only seen those three.
That's a good note. You didn't see the Halloween one that came out like in 2015, 2016?
No. I was when that was coming, I was like, no, you're just that's what's like, let's send this man to Hollywood jail at this point. Like, no offense, let's get him out of here.
Yeah, that one, and then I think Medea died, but then I think she came back this year, right?
No, did they? Wasn't one 2017 and then one 2019? It was something like that.
Yeah, because they got like Homecoming. I think came out this year or last year. I forgot.
But yeah, I think those are the only three I've seen that I can think of. And again, the ending of Why Did I Get Married? Because The Rock showed up. in which a scene Eve didn't believe until I put it on the big screen to literally show him.
And the crazy thing is, it's like wiped from the internet too. It's the Mandela effect.
Yeah, because we had talked about it. Like this scene doesn't exist. I'm like, no, this scene fucking exists. Like
that's why I'm like, bro, was that really a Mandela effect? Was I tripping or that?
No, I remember vividly because my mom was watching it. I think she had like a shitty bootleg version, but I came in the house probably from playing basketball or football outside, and I'm like, is that The Rock? And she was in love with The Rock. So I was
like most women was back in the day. I don't know about now, but
again, she didn't like wrestling was the thing.
But she liked The Rock.
But she liked The Rock. Well, no, when he became an actor, she liked that.
But she didn't like him when he was The Rock.
No, because she never liked wrestling really.
That's crazy.
No, I've said this before because Big Mike had said it. My dad had said it when he on the first BRP that he did. Is that my mom didn't want me watching wrestling, and my dad's like, it's not really that bad, which is why I watched it at like his house, and then at her house I'd watch other stuff. And even though I didn't have cable at her house, we could watch. We had the CW, so I could potentially watch SmackDown a majority of the time. I lived with her, but also I think Raw on the Spanish channel would come on, So I remember watching Rey Mysterio, Evan Bourne have the tag match against The Miz and John Morrison, which was a pretty good tag match on on the Spanish language channel. But yeah, anyway, this is Banks versus Davis. I'm back this week. Took last week off, which was good because I got to catch up on a few things, which we'll be talking about. But some things I still haven't seen. It's been a busy month, just in general. Aside from what went on last week with Black Wrestling, All Elite with Keeks, which Banks and I are a part of. If you haven't seen, Banks has been doing part of the Banks. He dropped 2 episodes last week, and he'll have an upcoming episode this week, which is, I would say, part of the Banks, but also BVD, but the D is silent because it'll be Banks and Van.
The what is silent?
It's like Django. Remember? The D is silent.
You
So it'll just be the BV pod. In which you two will be talking about a certain movie, which I could not believe when you had sent me the file that you guys had talked about this movie. So that'll be coming sometime this week. So and that'll be audio first and then YouTube. So again, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, check those out, our archives. And we're working on something with a friend of ours. So if you're not subscribed to Body More Bottles, subscribe now. Stay tuned for something coming in July with the 3 of us. So it was on start of the year when we did King of the Ring 2001, which is the episode that should have got us out the paint during the last 10 minutes of that episode when you and him were going Hagler Hearns, and I'm just like, stop the damn match. Like,
what? I can't repeat it back. Y'all go back and go into the archives because I'm definitely not talking about that.
Yeah, but I mean, and now we're in, I mean, it's this, I don't know. Does this year feel like it's flying by fast? Because we're in June now, halfway through June.
Hell no.
I kind of thought the same thing. But then I thought all we've talked about this year, it makes me think it's kind of been a stacked year. Because the stuff we talk about is stuff that has come out within like the last 2 months that I finally saw. So available on Peacock. We're still trying to get that HBO Max money. But Peacock has Ambulance, as we've called it since we saw the trailer, and The Northman, Robert Eggers' The Northman. I watched both of those last week with my girl. Let's talk about Ambulance. You had seen it first. Mm-hmm. She'd seen it before I saw it. And when I saw it, I was let down, to be honest. And I think I came to a realization that Michael Bay shouldn't have any dialogue in his movies. Like, this man should make silent films with the exceptions of explosions and gunfire. Because the weakest part of the movie is the banter with all the cops, the half-hearted story that each character has, the Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen brotherhood, Yahya Abdul-Mateen trying to help his wife, Isaac Gonzalez, La Presha, as you called her before.
Yes, sir.
Which is justifiable. And her being an EMT that is a career focus and doesn't want to get too attached. But yeah, I mean, the drone shots in this movie, which Michael Bay had said in that amazing YouTube video I posted on our Twitter page a few weeks ago at the BBD pod, mainly when he had shit talked Fast 9 when he said he hadn't seen it. Yeah. But he had said the one thing I think other filmmakers will take from Ambulance is the drone shots. And there are some amazing drone shots of it falling down from the sky and then getting right close to the actual ambulance. And I think the movie should have been more of that and kind of less of the typical bullshit. There is one bad CGI scene when they drive on the other side of the road and these cars are coming out and you just see a bunch of CGI cars just like flip. And I'm like, oh, they probably had no money left when they were making that scene.
And no, Michael Bay, he probably wanted actual cars to do that scene with.
Legit, because if you've ever heard his commentary on Armageddon, a movie that was made like in 3 weeks, apparently, or something like that.
He wanted actual asteroids to hit him?
No. He was so pissed about how the space suits turned out. He's like, what you need in every space movie is dope spacesuits, like cool spacesuits. And this costume designer just had no idea what they were doing. They picked up gardening gloves and like spray painted them silver. And these spacesuits, they just looked awful. I hated them. And it's just like hearing him talk is always funny because again, he's supposed to be like this macho type guy. He has this feathered hair. He's a tall, skinny guy. Like in that amazing YouTube clip, which will be on YouTube video, which will be on my best of the year for sure. He talks about how in college, I'm in film school. I'm on the baseball team and I take a musical class and like, I'm not really a musical guy, but then I see West Side Story and I'm like, oh my God, wow, what a movie. Like, so he always kind of has like, but yeah, like I've said numerous times, it's mainly known that he loved West Side Story for the editing of it and the way shots, are cut back and forth and how it's just edited, in which his movies have that chaotic editing pace, which is a thing about Ambulance. It's like here. It makes he's basically Tony Scott on steroids, more or less, literally and figuratively, probably. But what did you think about it?
Oh, I'll talk about the movie first before I get to the thought I had. Hopefully, I remember it. More likely, I do. I liked it. So I can't put it, even though we 6 months into this year, I can't put it in a certain number yet, just because it hasn't been a lot that came out this year. Top Gun and the Batman are 1A, 1B for me right now.
Doctor Strange as well.
That's you.
For me, I legit think Top Gun will be my movie of the year because I saw it last week for the second time. Yeah. And low key, I wanted to see it again today to be like, see 3 straight weeks of like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm thinking about it because I only seen it once. I need to watch it again.
And you know what? Like you, after seeing it the second time, I'm like, you know what? Let's join the fucking Navy, bro. Like, let's go fly some fucking jets. Like,
I want to. Like, I just want to fly a jet. I don't know about
like,
joining
break left.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to see how it is.
Yeah.
Well, why not? I think that's my goal. I don't really have goals in life, but one of my goals is to get into a jet.
To take the ride. Like, famously, I didn't post it last week. Maybe I'll try to post it this week. When Tom Cruise did the first one, he had said to get into the mindset to make the film, he wanted to actually ride in the F-18. Mm-hmm. And he tells this whole story about an experience of some like crazy pilot he had, but his goal, like, that's what made him want to actually do the film, was once he was in it and like as it was flying around like doing 180s, all that inversion, he was like, yes, like it's amazing, like I want to do this film now.
Look, that and F is for family. So anybody that watches that show like me, Adam Lee, it's a pilot. I won't give it away, but it's a pilot that kind of puts Frank into the cockpit or behind him, the co-pilot, and he does all these crazy tricks, and he just lose his lunch and all that. It's an animated, but you already know, if anybody knows about Efforts for Family, it's a little grotesque at times, a lot of vulgar language, but it's funny as hell.
Much like this show.
Oh yeah, we cuss like a motherfucker sometimes. I'm just trying to relax.
And I mean, I'm not like saying like, oh, Ambulance is dog shit. It's a Michael Bay film at the end of the day. It's explosions, movie stars doing movie star things. Again, like I said, bad dialogue, characters that are just like typical characters. There is the one scene though with the cop and his partner in therapy that I thought was funny when the therapist asks something and he's like, so do we pay for the stupid questions too? Like, but there.
You didn't like the cop trying to get with the bank teller?
No, and I hated that whole arc because he's like, his partner says, did you listen to Sean Connery in The Rock? Like, losers don't get the cheerleader. But then he's like, let's get out the car slowly, like in Bad Boys. So this man's calling back to his previous films. See, I'm all in for Tom Cruise being meta about what it's like to be a movie star and fight off the younger generation in Top Gun Maverick, but I'm not into Michael Bay calling back to his films like that because
he's trying to give himself his flowers because only me and you give him his flowers.
More, I mean, he's a guy. I mean, realistically, they should have thrown the bag at him, but like I said, it would have been last minute for Fast X. We had said like he was the one guy who realistically should have directed this film, but he probably wouldn't. Like, I can't do it with this little prep time, which is why they got Louis Leterrier just to be on set while Vin Diesel probably directs this movie while he forces his co-stars to do Instagram videos of him.
That's what I'm saying. It's that, and then Vin Diesel and Michael Bay might actually get into it because
I'd love to see that. I think I take Michael Bay in that fight. As much as I joke about him being like this guy with a kind of whiny voice, and I think he could probably throw down compared to Vin Diesel's fake tough guy act.
So Mike, he from LA. He probably from the Valley. So he got a little bit of edge to him, but not really. So yeah, I'm taking him.
You want to go, man? You want to go, bro?
It's gonna be one of those.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and Vin Diesel out of shape too.
Enzo Amore, they just circle around like, come on, bro, come on. Like,
and he out of shape too, Vin Diesel. So yeah, he ain't got no chance.
When is he not out of shape?
But see, you were right, and those stories came out during the production of this movie.
Yeah, but no, I mean, there is some good sequences, some good shots, good explosions, but overall, you just know what you're getting.
This is strike two. Not to step on where you going with the build up of your promo, but this is strike two. You know that, right?
For
his, not his career, but in the past couple of years, this is strike two.
Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Oh, because this movie didn't make any money?
Yeah.
But with that and the Northman, as we'll be talking about too, and depending on if you're available next week or not, I might have to do this pod that I've been thinking about kind of in the last week as I listened to another movie podcast that I'm a big fan of, The Big Picture, and I listened to their pods from 2020, 2021, and this year where they talk about movies like we see Top Gun Maverick is fucking killing it at the box office right now.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. Nostalgia, Tom Cruise. It's a big fucking movie that you should see in theaters. Again, COVID delayed it numerous times. So there are all these factors of why this movie's making all this money. Memorial Day weekend, all it. With something like Ambulance, it's, again, a notorious director making his typical movie. And his last movie, let's not forget, was a Netflix movie, which is probably where he's headed in the future based off this movie making no money. And I don't want to say the same thing about Robert Eggers as the Northman. But he's the guy who made The Witch, or The Vitch, if you look at it that way, because it's two V's. And then his second from The Lighthouse, small movies, A24 produced. I think both of them made their budget back, but they gave him a lot of money to make this movie, and this movie's fucking phenomenally directed.
Real quick, I got some news for you.
Yeah.
So as of right now, it is second in box office, being Top Gun Maverick. It has made internationally $747 million, but Jurassic World has nabbed up $389 million worldwide this weekend alone. So you know what that means? A fucking sequel is coming to that horrible movie. And the past two movies, I hate all three of them in this trilogy.
No.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I had talked about this with Kyle last night, funny enough. Jurassic World, the first one was dope. The second one's fucking dog shit. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That shit was boring. I went back. I gave it 5 chances. The shit is boring, bro.
Okay, this is a take where you talked about his own opinion. I hate about yours. Now this is one.
I tried.
No, I was on you when I saw the trailer. I'm like, this looks fucking terrible. And I've never been a dinosaur person. I didn't really like the other Jurassic Parks.
You don't like the first one? The first one is a masterpiece.
I've never, you know what, to be honest, I've never really seen it from start to finish.
Watch it. It's when Spielberg, that's probably like his second to last good movie. And then Minority Report is legit his last good movie. That's it. Because the West Side Story movie, I might watch just for the hell of it. But then again, probably not.
And he only made that out of spite because these young kids don't watch the classics. So I'm going to redo this film.
Because these kids don't care about dance. Like, unless you're doing a woo walk or something like that, they don't care about
Did you say that's what West Side Story should have been? TikTok dances?
It take place in the Bronx, am I correct?
Or somewhere. Yeah, no, it's supposed to be, It's supposed to be somewhere in New York.
So just have them woo walk, have them do all the little sturdy dances and all them New York people talk about. Have them do that. I bet you would have made money. Or it would have been a bootleg classic.
Do that.
Well, Step Up need to come back.
That is true. They do. Channing Tatum. I mean, he was killing at the start of this year. He needs to go back.
Yeah, like that's okay. Never mind. The phones are tapped. Go ahead, because I just
No, what
talked
are you
about.
gonna say? We're
I'm
gonna
about to
say.
give the sauce away. They gonna. I swear to God, they gonna do it now. Because I
Oh,
talked
step
about.
up with Channing Tatum.
Yeah, because the phones are tapped again. By the way, I'll tell you what happened to me one night, and then the next day people start talking about it. But I feel like they're gonna remake it, or they're gonna make a new one and bring him back. Because now they like,
Oh no,
oh,
yeah.
he's still profitable.
I also think he'll want to do it because he's like, I'm feeling like I think he's got his mojo back now because this man was gone. He went on like a fucking. When I talk about where like I'm gonna leave this shit, that was him the last like 5 years. He went through, I mean, a divorce, a relationship that ended after that. I think he was trying to figure some things out.
He had to go find God.
No, they're famously. I said this once. I think I said it prior to an episode. He found astrology out, and he was freaked out about it. There's a famous video where he found out astrology. He's like, how is this possible? Like, how do like? And he had just like gotten divorced, shaved his head.
Oh, so he found out it's not real.
No, he was like, how is this shit telling me my life?
No, that's how I know he legit need to go find God, because that shit astrology isn't real, people. I'm here to tell you.
But
I'm
no,
been doubling down.
instead of doing another step up, which he probably also should do, I had said based off the success of Dog and The Lost City, Disney needs to bring his Gambit movie back to life. Yeah.
Or if you do it, make it a TV show.
No, as we discussed with Moon Knight, no.
No, Moon Knight shouldn't have been a movie. I said that before.
Oh, I haven't seen. Again, we'll get into this with Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I haven't seen Miss Marvel yet.
I have no intentions of watching that. No disrespect.
Oh, come on.
No. All praise be to Allah.
Okay, now you're really wild.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna get sent to hell for not watching that, bro. Like Miss Marvel, I've never been a big Miss Marvel fan outside of the Avengers video game. That's the thing. Okay. You got to sell me on people I actually want to see, and I'm like, it's not too many Marvel characters I actually like. All biased, like I'm not trying to be DC biased. I just don't have a ton of characters I want to see, other than Spider-Man, and then the X-Men universe. Only like Cable, honestly. Like, give me a Cable TV
You don't
show.
like Deadpool 2?
No, Deadpool's all right. It's just the incels made it too weird.
No,
like,
I'm
he's
saying
already
the second
a
one,
weird
because I told you the second one's better than the first.
I think Deadpool 2 is all right.
We'll kind of get into that a little bit later, somehow.
You know what my favorite part of that movie was?
It's my favorite part as well.
Yeah, but I still want to watch Atlanta. I don't care how good she look. I ain't watching Atlanta.
Okay, now we're done.
But and no, I'm never, Cal, if you listen to this, I'm never texting you again either. I seen you on stage.
But where was I going with all this? But no, see, like Moon Knight should have been a movie. And that movie, that it maybe should have just been like a Disney Plus movie. Mm-hmm. And as we've seen with the Northman,
like Chip and Dale.
I haven't watched that yet. I've heard it's good. I just haven't seen it yet.
Watch it, bro. That shit.
It's a movie I'll probably watch sometime within like the night. I'll probably just put it on while I'm doing. I might do it today when I'm trying to finish these videos. I'll just put it on. I think it's made by the Lonely Island guys, and Akiva Schaffer directed Pop Star, one of my favorite movies of the last few years, which is very underrated.
And they got Post Malone to do the song, so that's how you know.
I know it. Never mind. I'm out. Nope, you just unsold it to me.
No, he did the Chip and Dale thing. That's how you know it's fire. I forgot you a Post Malone hater too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't fuck with white people. No,
it don't matter. Go ahead. I do.
But no, see, with the Northman, it's the trailer sold it as Hamlet, low key. But then when I watched it, I'm like, oh shit, this is just Hamlet. Like, it's Hamlet meets Pattinson's Batman, because he's about vengeance, meets the end of Revenge of the Sith when they fight on Mustafar, because they have a fight inside the Vulcan. Did you watch it?
I have yet to watch it, so I'll give my brief history about this movie. That one night, I went to go see the Kurt Warner movie.
Yeah. But you saw the trailer, like, this shit was dope.
Yeah. I went to go watch the Kurt Warner movie that night just to get out the house, and then I went to go watch Kingsman. I was going through it. So I went to go watch both of those.
You know what? The Kingsman is still pretty good. It's not better. It's like it's the weakest of the three, but it's still pretty good.
That was my favorite movie of the fourth quarter.
That's because you don't like No Way Home.
So it's all right. That's all I can keep saying. It gets better the hour mark. Once they introduce the two Spider-Mans, it's like, all right, now business
I
is
still
picking up.
like all the stuff about him and MJ, and I still like
I
that.
like that too, but then it became a shoot, so I start hating. It didn't need to become a shoot, but I'm gonna try to watch Uncharted. You know
Forget you
what?
hate
That's
people in relationships.
no, because you seen the text message today that I sent you
Mhm.
and
That's what
our
I'm saying.
guy.
You're like, when, Lord? When's it gonna be my
I,
time?
I, I think yeah, no, it's time. It's time to get back in the game, coach. I think I got one more left, but no, I saw the trailer and I was like, but I forgot about the movie. And then I kept seeing the advertisement for it, and I forgot about the movie. And then cut to I want to say last week before last, somebody was like, "It's on Peacock Network." I said, "Oh, I'm using somebody's Peacock Network or somebody's Peacock. Let me just go ahead and watch it." Even though I just use it mainly to watch WWE live
WWE,
programming
yeah.
or Young Rock, but
Oh yeah, you do like Young Rock.
no, I never said I liked it. I said I just
Um,
watched it just to see the bullshit that goes on. He's a liar. He just make it look
I,
good. He's a liar. He's fugazi. He just make it
what
look
did
good,
Funk Flex say? He lied to you.
bro. I don't want to bash it, but bro, you telling a whole bunch of lies, bro.
What have
But
I
I'm gonna
told
still
y'all
watch
from the
Black
beat?
Adam.
I never.
I'm
We'll
gonna be
talk
there
about
day
that.
one.
We'll
Yeah,
talk about that. Um, there are things I don't lie about. Dwayne Johnson, Cody Rhodes, Chris Paul being a loser,
yeah. No, you didn't lie about that. I'm done.
and some other shit. And we'll get into that one day when we have what are the things we are absolutely right about. Never that'll be an episode one day.
I'll be right about everything.
But no, the Northman. So like again, it's on Peacock. You and I we both. I knew this movie was being made when it was first announced. It's like this. It was like Robert Eggers is directing this Viking movie. It's like they really don't make Viking movies. There's that show Vikings that's been on for forever.
I like that show.
I've never seen it. People like it though.
Yeah, no, it's a good show.
And again,
It's
they
white
made
history.
there's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Again, Vikings became big in that. Never
A
played
great
that. I
game.
bet you did. Yes.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, on the
So
best system.
Vikings has always kind of been a low key thing in the last kind of 7-8 years. And this man is one of like Hollywood's kind of up and coming guys. Who
Let me ask you a
again?
question.
Go ahead.
So for all this Viking stuff, what is it? North? What is the terminology for that?
Nordic.
Nordic for all
Yeah.
the Nordic stuff. Just like you were Nordic for all this Nordic stuff. I didn't mean that in a racial
No, no, you meant yeah.
terminology. Yeah,
It's
you
white
know,
people.
yeah, some of y'all.
Except I don't have the blonde hair. But I had the blue eyes, but not the blonde hair.
But somebody in your bloodline probably has it. You feel me? So that's how you got to where you
Yeah,
at and a
my
mixture
aunt
of other
does.
stuff. See, so shouts out to that one on TikTok. That's a good woman.
Oh,
Anyhow,
golf cart girl.
facts. That's different.
Remember
So
last year we talked about that for like 20 minutes, right? Because I had told you like this is low key always been a thing. Like they're all bottle service girls are like the most known. Like if you don't golf, you don't know golf cart girls are a thing.
I didn't know.
And if you've seen anyone who gets in the golf like the last 5 years, like the Schoolboy Q's, I said like Jethro Jenkins,
Did your man's that's the tight end Gary Kittles or Terry Kittles?
George
Didn't he
Kittle.
get? And don't he play golf?
Weirdly enough, Chandler Parsons is like a golfer now or something like that.
Yeah, because he robbed the fucking Houston Rockets and the Grizzlies.
Shouts out to my man. No, he didn't rob. No. He robbed Houston for Memphis for sure. Not Houston. Houston should have paid him to stay.
Oh yeah, he just robbed Memphis. He got like 67 mil for
Dallas,
3 years
it
and
could
then
have
play
worked
again.
out, but that's when the knees are about to turn to Naito's knees.
Embassy,
then,
don't do that.
And he, no, it's a fact. Like this is one of my guys. But then he legit finessed Memphis. Like he took their their money and like
Didn't play.
We make fun of like Sasha Banks' PTO. Like this man, all it was PTO.
The only thing I hate about that fucking jabroni, shouts out Eastside, David Fisdale. He from LA. He tried to throw David Fisdale under the bus. That's the only thing I hated about it.
I do think David Fisdale was a guy that might have been overrated when he was on the Heat bench because then we saw him in with
The
the
Knicks.
in the Knicks and
But it's
Memphis.
the
It was like,
Knicks.
no,
You lose
I'm
too.
saying- Oh yeah. No.
If you just ran to play for
After
Julius,
3 weeks, I would sound like Phil Jackson. Scotty.
like you'll be doing that too. Like if Frank Ntilikina, well, he ain't even on there no more. If he was your starting point guard, you'll be upset too.
Yeah, if all they gave me was him, Kemba Walker, I get it. Kemba Walker, I'd be like, no, stop with the step backs.
Another person needs is Cook.
But yeah.
Oh, but the Viking thing, my fault. Before
Yeah,
you
Nordic.
get back to your point, not to cut you off. So
No.
for all this Nordic Viking stuff, what's up with your team?
The Vikings? That ain't my team, remember?
No. But we're gonna say it because I don't want to talk.
No.
I don't want to talk about the 49ers because you feel me.
No,
That
see,
hits
and that's the thing. Like, I mean, Vikings is the kind of thing that's always been around, but like it's never fully been explored kind of past a certain point in Hollywood. And I think he wanted to tell. I bet they were like, can you make a version of Hamlet? Because I'm interested to see, like, I'm interested to know how he sold this movie because it's just straight up Hamlet from. It's not really spoilers because they say it in the trailer, but like his father's killed. No, but like his father's killed by his uncle, and then the uncle takes his mother as his wife, and he's away. He comes back to get his revenge.
You know that.
What?
I hate to cut you off, but that's what I'm saying.
No.
It's just the point I'm trying to get to. So it's not a spoiler number one because you can read the book. People, these books are hundreds of years old.
Or if you've seen anything like The Lion King, Sons of Anarchy,
and it all goes back to, even if you're not a Christian, this is in the Bible. This is one of the stories from the Bible as well. But it was his man's instead. Like they using the uncle theory, but it was somebody saw they guy's girl taking a shower. He was like, I'm about to send him off to war.
Yeah.
It all you see it. Do y'all understand this correlation?
No, I'm not saying the Bible, but again, like, no, it's a famous story trope. Again, like I recommend people see this. Again, it's for as basic of a story it is. The action's phenomenal. The fact that they like legit filmed this movie on location.
Did I just hear a cat or a kid in the background?
I have no idea. It might have been some kid in the hall or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that freaked me out. So,
yeah, no. You saw
Somebody
me trying to
me,
like, keep
Davis?
going.
Yeah, somebody will tell me.
But like, there's this whole raid sequence which was prominent in the trailer where like someone throws a spear, he catches that shit, throws it right back. He like knocks a dude off his horse with one swing of like his axe. There's this incredible sequence where he fights, basically like a skeleton, and it all turns out to be a dream, which I always think shit like that is kind of dope. But really, check this movie out again. I mean, Alexander Skarsgård. It low key is like a thing similar to that. But everyone praised this movie, but I'm also like, this is basically Guy Ritchie's King Arthur: Legend of the Sword, which is one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years. A movie that people like shit on, but I'm like, this movie's fucking amazing. It's very similar to that too. And again, that's a King Arthur story, just told through Guy Ritchie style of what if King Arthur was a gangster, like. But yeah, I recommend this. And Robert Eggers has kind of said like Gladiator was an influence, so we really don't get movies like that anymore. These big epics. They apparently like the studio had cut it down to make it more watchable in terms of like this movie probably feels like it should have been 3 hours. Just basically a lot of these times these movies are almost 3 hours, something like that. You know, like these big grand epics like Troy, like I said, Gladiator. These movies tend to be like 230 to 255, but it's interesting, like that. Like I'm saying, like the argument, like both these movies, which failed at the box office with these big budgets by these auteur directors, it goes to show. This is what I mean. Where I might talk about this next week, given what comes out next week, is a Netflix movie that I'm interested in. We'll talk about it a little bit later at the end. Is that
and Lightyear comes out.
Fuck, and I'm still debating if I should see that or not. All I've heard.
Oh, I'm seeing day one.
All I've heard is that Lightyear starts off saying, "This is about a movie that Andy saw, which is why we have the Buzz Lightyear toy." So I'm like, that makes it even like wow, like
Yeah.
in terms of like wow, what a cash grab, but also wow, like what a genius idea. So like the Buzz Lightyear movie is like Andy sees that, then they make the toy and he wants the toy for his birthday.
Fire.
Um,
Watch the behind the scenes on Disney Plus.
I was waiting to see the movie to then watch that. I really don't do the behind the scenes on Disney Plus. I did try with the Mandalorian that one time, but then when Bryce Dallas Howard said Akira Kurosawa, I just wanted to fucking myself.
But you talked about that. That's the go-to thing.
Yeah. I hope when the director said when I was making Lightyear, Kurosawa really came to mind when
That'd be insane.
they God,
It's a
you know what?
26-year-old franchise, bro.
But yeah, my main thing is, I've talked about this since the inception of our show, is that COVID helped us realize that we want to watch movies at home, with the exception of maybe 10 to 20 movies like The Batman, Fast 9, Spider-Man No Way Home, Top Gun Maverick, the real legit like blockbuster movies we want to see in the theater. Everything else, let's see that shit at home. I mean, HBO Max was smart to do day in theater, HBO Max as well. Again, like I didn't see the Suicide Squad in the movie theater. I saw it twice. I saw it that Friday it came out, and then the next morning on Saturday. And and that was so smart of them to do that, because I loved it so much. I'm like, I want to see this movie again. I can just run it back. And something like Dune, which I probably would have seen in the theater, I'm like, I hate the theater experience, and I'm already paying the $15 a month. I can just watch this movie at home, and I mean, it sucks because I'm not helping Denis Villeneuve with the box office to have him greenlit the sequel, which is why they only did part one. I'm saying the game was broken, and low key they can kind of fix it by just putting these movies on streaming right away. Like we all probably would have watched Ambulance if it was on Peacock that Friday. Same thing with The Northman that Friday. And this is something that Netflix has done somewhat well. I think HBO Max has done it better, because low key, like HBO Max kind of took the Netflix thing of like, let's put Mortal Kombat on Friday and everyone can watch it. Let's put Kong vs. Godzilla on Friday and everyone can watch it. Let's do all the movies they did last year. Again, like I said, the Suicide Squad, Space Jam, which I still don't watch, but people will talk about their big movies on their service instead of going to the theater to see it. Whereas like Netflix, we're gonna be talking about Hustle right after this, but Hustle dropped midweek, which was kind of dumb. I get why they want to drop it Friday because the finals are on, which I kind of forgot because I'm like, wait, isn't the finals supposed to be on? And I caught it like halfway through the second quarter. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I might talk about this more in depth next week, but I recommend you check out The Northman if you haven't seen it. And Ambulance, I mean, if you have seen it, yeah, like I said, it's a Michael Bay movie, and his movies always have the same weaknesses, which are his tropes about the military, the American flag, soldiers, and all that. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is kind of on one in this movie. I think you had said that prior, but he really kind of goes for it
for no reason though. Like we saw the trailer, and the trailer was edited so well that I was like, okay, maybe it warrants it. But as the movie progressed, I was like, bro, this it's a big situation. Obviously, because it's a bunch of we trying to escape from the police while spoiler alert, while trying to keep this police driver alive
that's the
as we
whole
do
point of
this
the
heist.
trailer.
Yeah, but he was on 1,000 for no reason. I was like,
I had said this to my girl when we watched it. He had done something in the movie where I'm like, see, this is who Hollywood wants this man to be, but he's always like, fuck you, I don't want to be this guy. And I think mainly it's him being charming, trying not to let the cop in. When he does the whole like, hey officer, we're just about to close up, and the guy's like, oh, can you let me in? I won't rob the place. Haha, get it? Like, no, go ahead right in. And he points the gun right at him. Like, Hollywood wants Jake Gyllenhaal to be that guy, but Jake Gyllenhaal is like, no, I don't want to be this guy, because he can do it so well, and then he'll be over the top. He'll scream and like wild out while he has like this all around like the haircut I had when I was like 12 years old.
with the little hair strand right here, look like go
It's
on.
literally just like you get the entire, you get shaved all around and like it grows out in every direction. Like since he's a handsome fucking guy, it works for him. Whereas like for me, it didn't work at all. But like he has the bad banter with the like the one guy. Like doesn't he look like Mel
Well, don't
Gibson in
talk to you
Braveheart?
about yourself like that. Maybe it can work.
No, not now. I gotta stick with this hair. But yeah, like he's like he tries to make this bad banter work. He the hit back and forth with him and Wale, where he yells at him, and Wale was fucking terrible in this movie.
I forgot that Jabroni was even in the movie.
Yeah, someone thought he was great in this movie. I didn't agree with that person.
Who are these people?
This person knows who she is, so
she's out of her mind, but she don't know a lot about movies. Go ahead.
But no, I mean, and yeah, Abdul Mateen is kind of subdued, but he has to play the serious one. Isa Gonzalez, this is kind of like one of the times where we get to see her try to act, because she in like Baby Driver, she's femme fatale. Same thing in same low-key in Hobbs and Shaw, which she probably should have been in more. Hopefully, she's in Hobbs and Shaw too.
Oh, make her the third star, if not the first.
And then I didn't really watch Kong Godzilla, but I know she was in that a lot.
You still haven't seen it?
I kind of low-key told you what happened that day when I was supposed to see it.
You know what's crazy? I hate see this since it came out. I forgot that movie existed. I ain't gonna
Again,
lie.
Northman, Alexander Skarsgård is the lead in that movie.
Yeah, bro. Damn, I forgot Kong versus Godzilla came out. Because all I remember is waking up in the morning, people talking about Pensacola getting stepped on. I watched the movie. After that, it became an afterthought. I don't think I've seen it since then.
Yeah, but now you can because it's on HBO Max.
Yeah, but I'm probably not gonna watch it again.
Oh no, of course not. Fuck no.
I just want to see the fight
scenes. You have
Michael
Jackson sleep with your kids? Hell no. That's like when someone asks you to watch Kong versus Godzilla, and like hell no.
All I want to do is see the fight scenes, and that's it.
And that's all. That's literally all it was made for anyway. Like I think you and I had said, like they could have just made a 30-minute movie instead. Like spend 100 million on 30 minutes of them fighting instead of 150 million because you got to pay all these actors.
So two things came from that besides the obvious fight scenes. The Twitter memes with somebody dubbing King Kong jumping and jump out the house came on by Playboy Cardi, and then the other one was Serotonin Grease.
When they the explosion.
And then the other one is Serotonin Grease with Rick Ross when he be like, sometimes I want to say fuck it. Yeah. Fuck the world, like fuck it, that's it. I gotta find those. That's the only thing that came from that, those three things. And then some people say Pensacola, but I'm not here to slander Pensacola. Alabama.
Like I said, all I remember is like Brian Terry Henry is weird as fuck in that movie. Because he's like a conspiracy theory guy. They have Alexander Skarsgård, who's 6'4", jacked, playing a scientist, which I always enjoy when Hollywood makes these fucking muscle-bound guys like the brainy guy. Like
Brian Tyler Henry essentially played his co-star in Atlanta.
Okay, Lakeith yeah, and Brian Terry Henry as Lakeith Stanfield.
That's all it was. He basically just played him. Like the tinfoil over the cell phone shit and all that.
Yeah, they say like he drank bleach or something like that.
It's like Better Call Saul. You haven't seen Better Call Saul, right?
No, I won't watch Better Call Saul now.
It's a good show, but his brother is like, you can't bring, and I understand.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah, I do know like his.
I'm with all that. Don't bring the cell phone to the house, but he wraps himself in like not saran wrap,
yeah,
foil.
The tinfoil like type blanket, right, or something like that. Yeah.
He's allergic to electronics.
But again, like so, just put your movies on streaming. That way, people can watch them day of. Because then a movie like Hustle, which isn't a good movie, however, it has great basketball in it. Like this is probably the best basketball has been shot in a movie in a long time.
Since probably He Got Game.
Just about to say He Got Game. White Man Can't Jump.
No, what's that street ball movie with Anthony?
Don't say crossover. Don't say crossover. No, that movie. No, because Anthony Mackie shoots left-handed and it cuts to a right-handed follow-through. There's horrible basketball action in crossover.
That's the editor.
I know because I saw that movie like 3 or 4 times.
That's crazy. I only seen it twice.
I remember that I would see the trailer all the time, like movies I rented. And I'm like, I like basketball. I like movies. I want to see this movie. And then like I rented it and I just like watched it like I said 3 times or whatever. Who was it? My dude from What I Like About You was in it when Hollywood was trying to make him a thing.
Who?
And then I always forget his name, but he's the guy. He's the second co-star to Anthony Mackie. And then
And hold on, I'll look it up.
And then Lil J's in it, right? Again, he does the whole. Isn't that his name, or am I?
Lil JJ.
Okay, and again, Hollywood was trying to make him something early on too, and he didn't pan out.
No, he actually went to go find God. Like, I'm not joking.
Oh, legit?
He went to college and then he went to go find God. So, but he had a good show on Nickelodeon.
I'm like low key. When I see Keke Palmer in these Nope trailers, I'm like, good for her. Like,
yeah, but she had a resurgence too. Because remember, I thought they was done with her.
She was low key always doing stuff, but she didn't break through to the mainstream. Like, she was always doing something since she did Akilah and the Bee and Victoria.
Also,
True Jackson. My bad.
Also, Pressure.
Like, I don't know if we'll talk about. We'll talk about Nope. Are you interested in it like that?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see it. Yeah, Lil JJ is in it. You talking about Wesley Johnson?
Wesley Johnson. I'm like, I can't. But he was low-key a guy.
He used to be like on a lot of Disney and Nickelodeon shows, right?
That's what I'm saying. He was on What I Like About You, which was the Amanda Bynes show. That was on WB.
Facts. I see it right now. He on the cover. Yeah. He the only black person. I saw him recently.
But you know what's funny? Every time I would see Anthony Mackie in a movie, I'm like, oh my God, it's the dude from Crossover. Because I don't think I had seen 8 Mile before Crossover. So I wouldn't know much. As Clarence.
Clarence has real good pants.
Because I think when I saw the Hurt Locker, I'm like, oh my God, it's the dude from Crossover. That's
all he's known for.
And now he's the Falcon, aka now Captain America. So good. And the innovator of some of the greatest memes in history
last year.
with his smile and the Tom Holland. I'm on your ass.
I'm on your ass, boy.
Did he add boy?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, I thought you just said I'm on your because then he's getting into real.
I'm on your ass, territory. Boy. I'm on your ass. Well, he's from Louisiana too. Or he's
that
from
is true. He is.
Yeah. If you haven't heard him cut a shoot promo, Questlove podcast, he was on there last year. I want to say around this time. Bro, he was on there talking cash shit, and it was hilarious because he had the whole. So imagine Rock, except for he's 30 years younger, cutting a promo.
That's what it sounds. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. I bet they're actually closer in age than we think.
Nah, man, math Rock. You know what I mean? Same thing. 75. Fusion dance. Do the math on that. I ain't gonna do the Scott Steiner math. So if you combine 2 old people,
real quick. Because I just looked up because I think they announced more people for the White Man Can't Jump remake. Did I ever tell you about my idea for the remake until this one was announced?
No, but go ahead because you basically Jack Harlow. So now,
they can't make my idea. They can't make this movie now because my whole idea was the black guy would be like a 4-star recruit to USC, UCLA, but is looking to make some money on the side. So he goes to pickup games and like has a full like kind of Uncle Drew-esque like outfit on, like because he can't be seen because there's no INL yet. That was my whole idea, is like a guy who's looking to make money on the side because college isn't paying. It was supposed to be a commentary on how they don't pay their players, and he's trying to make some money, and he comes across like this white guy who's the hustler of the crew. So it's flipping the Wesley Snipes Woody Harrelson dynamic because Billy Hoyle is supposed to be.
So you want him to be Miss Doubtfire?
I wouldn't know. I'm not saying it's going to go that far, but I'm just saying like his whole thing is he can't be seen until these games go viral, and then they point out like that's him playing these games. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's the good part about Hustle. Like when they actually add like the viral challenge of Boas challenge and all that, like they shoot basketball really well with like the up close in your like the up close shots. Juancho Hernan Gomez and Anthony Edwards. as one's backing up and one's walking forward. Like they shoot basketball phenomenally well in this movie. My whole idea was, again, for White Man Can't Jump was supposed to be about the commentary of college athletics and this guy looking to get paid, and is he going to give up his scholarship or, try to make money? It's basically like, I mean, it could have maybe worked, but who knows? That was just an idea I came up with like years ago until and then funny enough, they announced this with like in the last year. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. They got the wuss popping dude, all these certain type of women's that got certain type of hair is definitely gonna go watch that. I won't go any further.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So it once was a wrestler, right?
Go ahead.
They got a certain type of.
Aren't you supposed to be the bad guy?
No, I can't do it here. You, it's too much wrestling involved, and y'all don't know. I don't know who y'all gonna talk to in the future, so I'll leave it alone, bro. I gotta remember the big boys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You feel me? But them type of women gonna definitely go watch this movie. They're gonna be 1st in line. You feel me? The split ends.
Anyway, so Hustle. I watched it Friday. I didn't finish it until Saturday morning. It's because I put on the finals instead.
Smart. I watched it Friday morning. I think Friday afternoon.
And like I said, it's good. The basketball aspect, like I said, is the best part of the movie. I mean, Adam Sandler, he's not doing the Adam Sandler weird voice thing and all that. He plays it much more serious.
That's my son named Sugarman.
Stanley Sugarman, yeah.
Yeah, Stanley Sugarman. He was smashing KFC, bro, on the flight, Burger King. I'm like, bro.
But it's realistic because, like, he's a guy constantly traveling. So I thought that was well told. They have Ben Foster, an actor who I hate. I've always hated Ben Foster.
Oh, I was confused. I was like, damn, bro, what happened to your hair?
Yeah, basically playing Jimmy Buss, which I thought was funny, like the incompetent son in charge of the team. Because he wants to draft the one guy who's terrible, and then he's like, I shouldn't have drafted this guy. And then he sees Juancho Hernan-Gomez, and he's like, this guy's a liability. And then everyone's like in love with Juancho Hernan-Gomez.
Except for him.
Yeah, because he's Jimmy Buss.
He was praying on his downfall so bad. I'm like, damn, bro, you hate him.
Yeah, I mean, they do the whole thing where like he's supposed to be an assistant coach. He takes that right away from him. But like, what would warrant this guy to be an assistant coach anyway if he's just a scout for 20 years or whatever? I know sometimes like these guys do get promotions. Like Eric Spoelstra was in the film room and he became the head coach. But
my main thing is, I'm not pocket counting, but I feel like assistant coaches or scouts are supposed to be making more money than that. That man was in a 2-bedroom.
Yeah. It maybe seemed like, again, I mean, they have Robert Duvall in literally for one scene. I mean, 2 scenes. Shouts to him. Keep getting checks.
That's it. Hey, I'm gonna get out of bed for one scene.
Yeah.
And he probably just did it because Adam was like, hey man, just come through, do this for me. How much?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever worked together before. And what am I trying? I think the last thing Robert Duvall did that was mainstream was Widows. But he basically plays like a Jerry Buss type guy, like the patriarch of this family, because there's a sister that's smarter than the brother, so it's very Jeannie Buss-esque. But they're doing this for the 76ers, which is like the team owned by the dude who created Fanatics. So,
and the funny thing about that, bro, they only got Joe Embiid just for the last scene.
Yeah, and they
that
talk
was like
about how
the game.
And they talk about how he wants to trade Joel Embiid, but it's like
to the Kings.
Yeah.
Which would be one of the stupidest moves in NBA history. If
and
that
Adam
was
Sandler's character says that, so it's like, okay, we get. So I guess we all supposed to get like Ben Foster's character is legit an idiot because he wants to do this and that.
For
and and he drafts. I didn't know that was Mo Wagner until the end when they're like, Mo Wagner played the Haas dude. I'm like, who's this tall fucking guy that they got to play? Because at the end they show who all the basketball players are in real life. Kenny Smith is horrible in this movie.
It's Kenny Smith, no disrespect.
But he is as good as Anthony Edwards is. Kenny Smith is just as bad. Go on your little ISO about Anthony Edwards because you've been hyping this up for a bit.
Hey man, Anthony Edwards is the best NBA player out right now, bro. That's my favorite NBA player. All bullshit. First of all, somebody need to do a DNA test. They need to do an ancestry.
Don't do the Michael Jordan. No, please don't bring that energy here.
it's certain things. It's like, bro, that's not coincidental. Nothing is coincidental in life, but something about that, bro. He
Do you
sound
think
like
Michael
him.
Jordan looks at him and then looks at Marcus Jordan and then does like,
No, he probably don't even look at him because he like
at Marcus Jordan? I don't even look at Anthony Edwards, but
it was his one time I was in Georgia,
I mean, he was there numerous times. I mean, Dominique Wilkins and him had clashes, so yeah.
bro. Because Anthony Edwards is only 22, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, it's only a 3 hour drive from Atlanta to
I
Charlotte.
mean,
You know that, right?
it was weird that he was rocking like the Jordan sweatband.
Bruh, he looked like him. He sound like him. He talks shit like him.
Yeah, I mean, in
His
this
bird.
movie, he literally is like the best shit talker that it ever has like existed that we've seen in like a basketball movie. Like he does like the thing with the daughter, like in the combine game, is just like what if like this might be a bigger villain than fucking Thanos.
Bruh, the kid is a star because he looked. It's just certain things you can't teach in acting. He
Mhm.
looked. He was like, "Oh, okay." It's like the heel turn. Like, "Oh, okay. I know what
I
I
mean,
can
the
do." That.
first game was the where are you from? Spain? Oh, they got the Bulls and them
Well,
shits, huh?
right.
And then he did like the Olay, like Olay,
Oh,
bitch.
bitch. That's some Michael
Um,
Jordan shit.
that's when the movie's the best, when they get into like the nitty gritty of pickup games, common games, like when he finds Bo in Spain playing on the court when he has Tim's on.
I
And
want
there's
to
like
know
the
this too.
what?
Not to cut you up.
No, man.
Apologies. How much? Since we talking about Robert Duvall, how much did they had to pay Doc to get out of bed? Because Doc walked onto the playground. He ain't got no knees. He ain't got no feet. Doc was walking like
Oh,
this.
Doc J, you mean? I thought you
Yeah.
talking about Doc Rivers.
No, the doctor. The Dr.
Uh,
J. He was, bruh, he walked to the court. Yeah, like Frankenstein, bruh. How much?
he said,
Like how
"Hey,
much
that's
did they?
my friend."
The legend, the icon. They had the icon. Shouts out to Long Island
A real
icon.
Mr. Bitches, if history is, there was the rumor that he might be JaVale McGee's father, not right?
So me, Eve, and Vin talked about that, and Cody. It was last year. I forgot around. I think it was around this time, if I'm not mistaken. I got to go back. We talked about that.
Because he
How
wasn't he with JaVale McGee's mom, or like he had commented about her at one time, and then people were like, JaVale McGee is like really fucking tall, and his mom is tall, but it's like he does have like a very Dr. J-esque physique.
no? So this is what happened. So everything. This was on camera, so that's not alleged. So it's the dunk contest, which JaVale was in it, right? So Doc walks up to everybody at the scoring table, shakes
Oh
their hand,
yeah,
sees Pam,
that's what started. I forgot about that. Yeah,
sees Pam
he
McGee,
did the Michael
and
Jordan, Mary J. Blige, like
no, kissed her
were you
on the lips though.
on the lips?
Yeah, you ain't see the clip? Should I bring it up here?
No, no, no. You know what? We'll post it at the BVD pod on Twitter.
Yeah, we talked about that on.
That's what it was. I can't remember
Yeah,
who. Maybe this is when Bill Simmons, when I was reading him, he might have commented on that, where it's like, "What's going on here?" Like, but I think it was a commentary again, like Doc J was that guy again, like which is what is captured in Winning Times, that Magic Johnson wanted to be Dr. J for a reason, because he had the flash, the game, the style, the women, all of that.
Dr. J. Dr. J
He's the
was the.
innovator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like it was him and Ali.
he's what Wilt Chamberlain thought he was.
Facts. Like Doc was that dude. Well, obviously
Yeah.
still now, because you seen Queen Latifah call him, and she the equalizer.
Queen, what do you think of Adam Sandler being like, "I want my wife to be Queen Latifah in this movie"?
He's a hell of
After his wife was Jennifer Aniston, Drew Barrymore, who have been some other ones? Courtney Cox, Brooklyn Decker. Who else has he had? Julia Fox, even Idina Menzel, who's good looking, was his wife in Uncut Gems. Again, this man, notorious, is kind of outkicked his coverage for movie wives. Salma Hayek, I think, is the most famous one in Grown Ups, which is just like make that make sense.
He's the Triple H of booking, bro. He is
Oh,
booking
that's a
himself
fact,
over
because he takes
like
care of his friends.
yeah.
Even though they're not in this movie, which is a shame. But I guess that's
That's all right.
not really a shame because that's what makes this movie well is that he doesn't do the whole like what are you doing like the whole like or weird voices that he.
But he does that often now. He'll do like a serious movie, then he'll do something ridiculous.
He's
But
done
listen,
back-to-back series movies with this and Uncut Gems, and they get both basketball centric. I think he might have done like Hotel Transylvania in between, but that's animated, so I'm not counting that.
yeah.
Real quick, what are your favorite Adam Sandler films?
How many? No,
At least name 4 or 5.
damn, bro.
Because
And no
you're
order.
like a fan, right?
Oh no, that's what I said. Hey man, let me
Yeah,
get paid like that. I'm about to dress like Adam Sandler. Like
because
how
I think
that's
when
a
we
shoot.
talked, yeah, that is because I think when we had talked about the Netflix slate of movie releases this year, and we came across Hustle, and I'm like, I'm not really looking forward to this. And you said you were because it's basketball, Anthony Edwards, Adam Sandler.
Man, that's
Adam
something.
Sandler. I'm like Adam Sandler always is like, like I love Happy Gilmore. That's my favorite film of his. I like Billy Madison, Big Daddy, just because I saw the Longest Yard at a young age, and again, it had a lot of wrestlers in it. It had Nelly in it.
Mhm.
Trying to think what else. I mean, Uncut Gems, I do think is overrated. I think it's good, not great, like everyone thinks it is. I would put that in there though because he's great in that movie. Um, but those are some of mine.
I got Happy Gilmore, uh, Big Daddy. I got Big. I'm about
Yeah.
to say Big Daddy House for some reason. That's big pause. Big Daddy pause. Click.
See, I like Click, but it would probably be honorable mention for me. Oh, Wedding Singer, that's also another one.
I didn't really like What a Singer.
That's one of Big Mike's favorites.
Yeah, I didn't really like that. 51st Dates.
See, I didn't like that one as much, but I don't like Drew Barrymore. That's why I prefer the Wedding Singer because it's before she really became a thing.
Yeah, I understand what you mean by that.
Yeah.
I want to say Growing Up, but Growing Up. I guess would be an honorable mention.
I've never seen those. I will never see those.
Yeah, it's not really worth watching. Like, you know what I mean? The chocolate wasted thing was going crazy.
Um,
Uh,
I remember seeing I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry in the theater with my mom and my brother.
that's crazy. I did go to the theaters to see that. I just remember.
Wow. I
The
remember
honest truth.
vividly. I remember vividly because there were two guys behind us, and my mom was like, "I bet they're high" because they were like laughing and they had a shit ton of snacks. But my mom also couldn't talk, given she could have been as well.
Hey man, listen,
But
ain't nothing wrong with the California medicine.
against that women, weed, and weather bullshit.
Yeah.
But he's the guy again who, when he's the Water Boy, that's the only
Damn,
time.
I can't believe I almost forgot about the Water
Yeah,
Boy.
see, that's the only time I enjoy him doing the weird voices. Is something like that. I I've only seen like maybe 2-3 minutes of Little Nicky. I'll never watch it just because I'm like, no.
Yeah, it was a little too obscure for me.
What
Like
else has he
the
done?
whisper and the bye shake it. I like it. It's crispy.
The
Like I don't like all that shit.
I haven't seen Punch Drunk Love, which is famously like his best serious movie that he did with Paul Thomas Anderson.
I think I saw it like years ago.
But like he did Jack and Jill, which is again like ugh. Never
Bruh.
seen it, but just seen the trailer. That's My Boy, which I did see. I'm like, this is dog shit. Like they actually
Oh, that
made.
shit was funny as hell to me.
No.
You know why? Because they had my son from Grandma's Boy, which is a movie he produced.
I do like Grandma's Boy, but that doesn't count. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just produced by him. But they had two of the characters from that in that movie. So it's like set in the same universe, which is weird.
I would believe that all his movies are in the same universe. Just Go It has some moments, but it's also bad. And Nicole Kidman is shockingly in that movie, funny enough.
He's a booker, bruh. This movie
Oh no, he gets
had
people. He gets,
yeah,
yeah.
like he got Al Pacino and Jack and Jill, bruh. Al Pacino read the script.
That's also That's also Al Pacino being like, my kids got to see a movie I'm in because I can't watch The Godfather. Like,
That's another thing.
I
I think he got like a 5-year-old right now.
But that is true. Yeah, I think
He got some young kids.
Um, but no, I mean, this is, I think, like his sixth Netflix movie, because famously he was one of the people that got in early on Netflix because he did the Ridiculous Six.
You didn't see the David Spade movie?
I never saw any of his prior Netflix movie. I didn't see The Do Over. I didn't see a murder mystery, which is him trying to do like Knives Out. Hubie Halloween. I didn't see that. I think that came out during COVID. What was another one?
Yeah, The Do Over with David Spade. I ain't seen this shit.
Yeah, but this, yeah, I mean, we always talk about Javon Hunsu being king of getting them checks. He's also, I think, Mount Rushmore keep getting them checks is Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler low key is the check. If you want to keep it a buck,
because he low key left the theaters to go to Netflix because I think Hollywood was getting sick of him and his friends going on vacation and kind of filming a movie. So he took that Netflix bag, which was huge, to go make like his shitty movies there.
He's low key. I don't even know what type of category I would put him in, but he's my favorite hustler in Hollywood ever. Because, like you just said, like he made movies just to go on vacation and get paid to go on vacation and put his homeboys in it.
And that's why I'm like him calling this movie Hustle. I'm like, is this him being like Top Gun Maverick? Like is this? But he doesn't commentate on anything like that. It's just Juancho Hernangómez's character like kind of is led to believe that he hustles people with the showing up in work boots, and he picks it up at the end of the game when it's like winning time essentially, and all that. But and it's also about the hustle, like the hustle, like your drive, because again he's the scout who wants to be an assistant coach, and he's been grinding and the whole story about he was an okay player who then got in a car accident was I guess, but he's a better motivator. Like this movie tries to have some Rocky moments. It kind of works when like he makes him run up the hill while he's behind him with the car and he outruns the biker. Yeah, like all the basketball stuff is good. The family stuff is kind of with like Queen Latifah as his wife again. Like,
yeah, I don't know what. Maybe he just like, all right, I owe Latifah a favor, or maybe he just wanted to work with her and was like, all right.
There was a podcast I listened to that had talked about Adam Sandler. It was again at the big picture, and they're like, if you grew up in the '90s, this is like kind of like, wow, there is a movie where SNL star and Living Single star are a couple in a movie. And again, she was a famous rapper. He was again didn't want to become the biggest star of the '90s after Jim Carrey. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd give it probably maybe like a 2.5 to 3, just because again the basketball is just shot phenomenally. But some performances are. Ben, I can see Ben Foster's a good actor. I just hate him, but he is good as like this dipshit Jimmy Bus character.
Why do you hate him?
I've just never really liked him in anything, and I just don't like his look.
Yeah, like it's weird seeing him ball now.
But again, no, let's not forget, like he was Archangel for like 3 minutes in X-Men: The Last Stand, which
he just let his wings out. Then he just had this
like that's a big gripe of that movie for Big Mike. Like when it's like they put Angel in this movie and they did nothing with him. Like I remember him being so pissed about that when we left. He's like, "What a waste of Angel!"
What a waste of Angel's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I think it was like because that was one of the X-Men that he liked, and I think he was also mad that Nightcrawler wasn't in that one because he was in the second one and he liked Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler.
I'm tripping. Why did I look up Robert Foster? I forgot he died.
Robert Foster, oh yeah, great again. He was great like Mike. See,
yeah, the coach,
yeah. I see that, and then I saw Jackie Brown after. I'm like, oh my god, it's the coach from like Mike, who was like in love with Pam Grier, which like I completely understand. Even at age, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Oh, I'm with you. And you got a reason to hate Ben Foster. He from Boston, so yeah, I'm with you.
And that's the thing. Like they have Brad Stevens in this movie at the end, and he ends up stealing Bo to then go to Boston. Like so, okay, I guess. Like, and he does a whole cute thing. That's kind of a spoiler, but like in this movie, you can't really spoil. It's like it's gonna have a good happy ending.
They kept saying he's gonna have a heart attack. I'm like, damn, bro, is this foreshadowing?
Who? Oh, with all the food and stuff, you mean?
Yeah, I was like, damn, this foreshadowing, that'd be dark.
Yeah, but I mean, with the exception of like Uncut Gems and what I assume Punch Drunk Love is like they again those are like his dark movies. He did that one about the guy who lost his family in 9/11, Rain Over Me. I didn't see that one. The one with Don
Oh, with Don
Cheadle.
Cheadle. Yeah, that movie is
Yeah.
actually really good. And
I think you and
Will
I talked about
Smith,
that
arch
before.
enemy, is in it.
You mean his wife?
Same thing. Same thing.
Um,
His biggest hater.
but yeah, I mean, what are some other basketball players that are? I mean, they have a whole pickup game with Jordan Clarkson and Trey Young and Aaron Gordon. Boban Marjanovic is in this movie because it's like comedic at the beginning. He's like, I'm 22, but then he has a 10-year-old son. That was kind of okay.
Yeah. He's 10.
Yeah, he said, I'm 22. And he's like, how old is your son? He's like, he's 10. He's like, 10. Okay. They have Kyle Lowry in this movie, Matisse Thybulle. Anthony Edwards being named Kermit Wiltz is just horrible. I can't defend that because then it's literally his name just so Adam Sandler can make this guy's named after a Muppet. Like, no, that's what I mean when like there's bad screenwriting involved. Like name this guy a better name. Like, no one is naming their son after Kermit Washington. No offense. Like, come on.
No, not at all.
So that's why I mean, like, where his writing is like the movies, the writing in his movies more often than not are just like, meh. Like, that's why he's the guy I've always kind of been like, about in the last couple of years. As I listed off a lot of my movies that I liked of his are early Sandler before I think he became what he is now, which is, check cashier and I Might Try in this one. But I mean, like Mike, can you think of any other like basketball movies that you actually think are pretty good? Like Mike is actually pretty good from what I remember. I probably wouldn't like it as much now, but that was also a movie I think early on that kind of made me emotional, especially at the end.
Oh, when he got adopted by
When Morris Chestnut adopts him and Jonathan Lipnicki, yeah, I kind of got a little emotional at the end. And I was like 10, 11. I did get emotional. I mean, I don't know if she could tell that during Top Gun Maverick, there were a few times, there were like probably 4 times where I was like, over the course of the movie, I'm just like, yeah, like Mike. I mean, we said crossover, White Man Can't Jump, obviously, Space Jam. I still haven't seen Space Jam: A New Legacy, much to your chagrin. I don't know if I'll ever see that movie.
Space Jam 2?
Yeah.
That movie was good.
I never watched it.
It was fun.
You said it was the movie of the year in terms of what it said about itself, right?
I mean, at this point,
you said that was the real. You said that was the real Matrix that came out last year.
Yeah. Somebody said that. Did you see that TikTok? Well, you ain't on TikTok like that, but somebody said
No,
like,
I deleted TikTok.
What's the movie that's about? I think they said like the different realms or something like that, and then they was like Space Jam. We thought they was talking about Matrix, but they was like Space Jam. Yeah. They basically saying like that's the multiverse.
Well, I mean, I do like Semi-Pro a lot. With Will Ferrell, Woody Harrelson, and Andre 3000. You never seen Semi-Pro? When they're in the ABA?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. You want to get sexy, baby?
No, you want to love me sexy?
Yeah, I did see that.
And at the end of the movie, they create the alley-oop. And they have a discussion if it's 2 points or 3, or if it shouldn't count. And then Woody Harrelson's like, it's not a 3 because he grabbed it in midair, so it's a 2.
Yeah,
and they just run like 30 straight alley-oops.
I remember seeing that. My fault. I remember seeing that in I think I saw that like I didn't see it in theaters. I seen it like when it first came out. I definitely saw it on bootleg.
Oh no, I had a DVD. I just ran that DVD over and over and over. That was a lot of early Will Ferrell's movies. I saw like Elf, Anchorman, Talladega Nights, Semi-Pro, Step Brothers. Just constantly rewatched like 6 times in 4 days. Like,
that's crazy. Elf is
because my mom liked them too.
Elf had another Godfather actor in it.
Oh yeah, James Caan, Jimmy Caan. But no, I mean, Semi-Pro has some really good like moments, like when Tim Meadows has the whole like "you jive turkey" like, and then they're like, "Whoa, let's settle down," like shit turns. You should run it back.
No, I have to because I'm like, damn, I ain't seen that in a minute. I think the
Yeah,
last time I seen it was like on TBS.
yeah. Um, I mean, they kind of stopped making because they made better basketball docs within the last couple of years. I mean, The Last Dance, famously. Allen
That's the greatest
Iverson.
sports documentary ever.
I didn't see the Allen Iverson doc, but I did see the Allen Iverson 30 for 30, which is very, very fucking tragic. The Reggie Miller 30 for 30 winning time, that one's phenomenal.
You see the Lynn
Um,
Bias one?
no, I did, and that again, I only saw one. It's just because like this is not too much. Winning time again, it's not a TV show, so it goes to show basketball is always a tricky thing. As we kind of talked about with winning time, it was good that they really didn't get involved with the basketball action until certain key moments, like certain key games, because some guys can play and some guys can't. That's all about like some doubles and casting. Again, the one thing about winning time that works so well is that those guys looked like the guys they were playing. And it was more about the drama side of the game than the actual basketball. So I'm just wondering, like, I'm also glad that that hustle at least took place in the NBA. Even though I do like that Any Given Sunday is like a fictional football league. But then they also reference the NFL as a thing because they say the Dolphins. So I'm like, why would there be two football leagues?
Yeah.
Which is like the stupidest thing about Romeo Must Die. I've said like a few times.
Every week that movie keeps coming up.
When they say we want a second football team in Oakland, I'm like, they can't even support the first fucking team. This doesn't make any. I'm like, throw the script out at that point. Rewrite it.
Bro, that movie comes up at least once a week for some reason. I have no idea why.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It has one of the worst football scenes ever filmed.
That's why I keep coming up.
We had an amazing football scene in Top Gun Maverick when they play football with two footballs, and Tom Cruise catches a football kind of like he's never caught a football in his life, but then like he's a good sprinter. So I'm like, could this man have been like Devin Hester at some point? Like
that man was out there like Charlie Brown after he caught that pass.
Or like when someone had to catch the ball and then pitch it back to Tom Cruise. Like
man caught that ball, was a skier for his life. But he definitely could sprint.
He'd probably be killer at the read option.
Yeah.
Like, and then like take a go. But he probably could not throw to save his life.
He probably could run like a 4.2.
I legit think so. You think him and Chris Johnson need to have a sprint off?
He might kill him. He might beat him. I don't know about Tyreek Hill. He might beat Chris Johnson.
I mean, Tyreek Hill's as tall as Tom Cruise.
He is.
Maybe even taller.
Low key. I didn't even think about that.
That's something we gotta put if we had actual resources, we need to make that happen.
Yeah, my money is probably on Tyreek Hill, just because.
It's because they have short torsos and long legs.
That might be the case. That might be it. But I feel like he could outsprint him somehow.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of it. If there's any, you and I famously in our early days did
you want to talk about this, or you want to talk about?
No, hang on. But before we move on, we did a football episode and how football is probably the best sport to have movies or TV about.
Yeah,
and because basketball it's so hard to get. Baseball is kind of boring at times, but there's Bull Durham, Major League 2. There are some good baseball movies and some bad ones, but basketball is always tricky. You're better off, I think, making basketball docs, like the Bad Boys Pistons doc. I haven't watched the N 130 for 30 that just came out, but I want to. We'll probably talk about that sometime. If I like it a lot, maybe it might be at the end of the year. But I never really watched N 1 growing up either. I think that had just ended when I started paying attention to the NBA, or not becoming as big as it was. But yeah, so let's move on to Are you watching this show or no?
Oh no, this is the best show they ever put out.
So that's what I've heard. I haven't had the time to watch it yet.
I understand. I'm caught up. As soon as the episode dropped, it's like Peacemaker. As soon as the episode dropped, I'm tapped in.
Yeah. And so what, it's episode 4 now or 5?
Yeah, 4.
And it's 6 total.
That's it?
I think so, yeah.
Bruh. See, that's that bullshit. This guy 6 episodes.
Said I'll come back, but I ain't coming back for that long. Like
Yeah, I kind of understand because they ain't said nothing about season 2 either. So
Yeah, but when this show dropped, what was I doing that week? Was that Top Gun Maverick week?
that was
Could have
3
been.
weeks ago. So
Yeah.
was that Top Gun week? I thought Top Gun only been out for like 2 weeks now. It's
No,
only
this
been
is
2 weeks.
No, this is week 3.
Really?
Yeah, because I saw it last week for the second time and the week before that for the first time.
Yeah,
So
time is going by fast.
Yeah, I didn't see it last week. Everything that was going on. Haven't seen it this week. So it might have dropped a week before Top Gun.
Let's see.
So I just really haven't. What was the fuck are we doing?
You hiding out from the world.
I was last week somewhat, but also it's that thing where like I want to
May
sit down.
27th.
I also want to. Oh yeah, that was the week of Top Gun because it was. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. Damn.
Yeah. So I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch it. Like I said, I haven't watched Miss Marvel yet. I did watch the first 3 episodes of The Boys.
Yeah, I'm on episode. I'm on the latest episode. Yeah,
I mean, Fridays. I haven't seen Fridays yet.
Me neither. But I'm.
But I mean, wow, that shit was wild when he exploded his dick, and I knew that was coming.
Hey,
no pun intended.
Yeah,
that shit was like that shit. I was like, I'm like, please don't tell me. Like that's what I think is gonna happen. Is gonna happen, and it happened, and I was like, oh,
nah, bro. The whole time when it was like they was hitting it, I was like, what do you mean by that? And then when they actually showed it, I said, oh no, I fast forward that, bro.
What's funny is that afterwards he puts him in a bag of cocaine and then does shake and bake with it. Like
I said, bro, what the fuck is going on, bro? This what the incels swear by. I like the show, but damn, this what y'all swear by.
Season 1 was good. Season 2, and that season 2 dragged when it should have been what this season is. I think when I were joined by our fam at the Black Variant X and Van to talk about the first half of 2021 and the comic book content that came out. Did the boys come out by then, or we were hyping up the boys? Either way, I think I'd said they knew what was coming for season 3 and Soldier Boy and all that. Van was hyping it up. Yeah, that's why I initially thought when he said Soldier Boy, I'm like, wait, he's gonna be on the show? Then I'm like, oh, there's a character. Okay, I'm like, no,
Big Draco would have been hilarious.
That's but I'm like, I would expect it because this movie, I mean, the show has Billy Zane as Billy Zane in their superhero movies and has Seth Rogen in their superhero movies, which is one of the brilliant aspects is that the superheroes star in their own movies. But yeah, I just thought season 2 dragged the fuck out of its story and then spent a lot of time with Stormfront. I'm like, I get it. She's a Nazi. Can we just like keep this going and not, focus on it too much? I think season 3 so far has kind of been a little bit better because they the whole point of that. I mean, when Butcher takes on gunpowder, which was Sean Patrick. Yeah. Oh, not really, but when he takes him on and Sean Patrick Flannery, who is from the Boondock Saints, I'm like, oh, because I'm like, who is this guy with his fucking Magneto helmet? I'm like, who is this fucking guy? The origin story of Black Noir was pretty good. I told my girl, I'm like, I was hoping they would get someone famous one day to play Black Noir. Then they showed who was gonna make the helmet. I'm like, oh, okay. Because in that one scene where like he fights, I think Starlight, and then they feed him peanuts. They only show like his face is deformed. I'm like, oh, I hope one day they get someone like Channing Tatum to play him prior to whatever the fuck happened to him. But they explain like this whole origin story with like this mission gone wrong in Cuba. Right? Is it Cuba? Yeah.
I think it was.
But Jensen Ackles is I haven't seen the latest one, but when he was doing like his fake Captain America, kind of like, how you doing, doll? And she's like, does this actually work for you? It was pretty funny. Like, he's like, you fucking bitch. It's like, oh, okay. Like, you're an asshole. Like,
that shit was hilarious.
Yeah. And they actually some good casting for young Giancarlo Esposito and young the one who plays the captain. Again, Laz Alonso kills it every time as Mother's Milk. And same thing with Carl Urban as Billy Butcher. Jack Quaid is, and it's just like a perfect cast.
That man got that PTSD right now too.
Yeah, I like the stuff with him and his daughter and like his ex-wife. his ex-wife's weird husband, who's like a super. He's very incel-ish. Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy.
I can't
Again,
wait to see that.
the Homelander story with him just him going full like fuck it, I am what I am, which is basically similar to
You,
Eric Dane's performance on Euphoria this season. Who was like, I fuck men, I fuck women, I fuck anything I want. Like that was
nah, but
Homelander.
he bogus as
Homelander,
hell for having
Homelander said he said, yeah, I dated a Nazi. My bad. Like he's like
he bogus as hell for making the fake Aquaman eat his friend. He's like, he got
no,
kids.
that was amazing. No, I love that because
He
that
said
was
he got kids.
because the Aquaman, the Deep is legit like an asshole, so he deserved that shit.
Hey, that was a wild scene too when he was with Shorty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My son, I don't want no 1 minute, man. Again,
Again, this show is like the most wildest thing ever, and people are like, "Oh man, this shit," like Disney could never. But it's like that's the point.
exactly.
They're going to go where like these shows will never go, even where like the Batman will never go. Like the Batman's not going to show him and Selena Kyle getting it on, even though we're all like, "Give me what I want." Like
I want to see that unless I'm in it.
yeah, but as we saw, he was scared anyway. He's like, "No, I want to save the city." No, like,
Right.
like but Obi-Wan, I'm just seeing everyone on the timeline loves it pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
And Star Wars fans hate everything. So if they like this,
they
I mean,
hate
it's
this
good.
woman again just because she's black, which is like fucking bullshit. But you know who that woman is? She's
Yeah.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen's wife in Ambulance.
I know. You know what's crazy? When I was watching the show, I was like, damn, who is this new actress? And then I looked it up. She was in or Ambulance. And I was like, that was her?
I watch Ambulance and I see like an image of her on Twitter. I'm like, is that? And I look it up. I'm like, oh my, it is. Like what? I'm like, good for you. Like, except everyone started to have it. But then also not good for you because these fucking dickheads are like, she shouldn't be on the show. I'm like, this. See, and this is why I hate Star Wars, because like I hate the creature aspect of Star Wars. I've said this before. Like, I don't want to see a person that has like 8 tentacles for a face. Like, give me dope actors. Like, give me all the cool actors in Hollywood. I know, like, my guy O'Shea Jackson Jr. is on the show, and so is fucking.
He on the latest episode.
Sung Kang Han. I saw that he's on the show and like all this fucking makeup, and I'm like, you're killing me.
Wait, that's him?
Yes.
I didn't know that because I haven't looked at the cast. That's crazy.
I saw it last week and like, this is Han, and I'm like, what are they doing to my guy?
That's crazy.
I'm like, this man looks like he was born to play a Jedi as is, and you put him in all this shit, like, and that's what I hate about.
But no, he killing the role though.
Oh, I bet he's a good actor.
He's fifth brother. That's crazy. I didn't even know that was him.
Yeah, but that's what I hate about though. That's what I hate about the Star Wars part. Like, I mean, and people say, "What about Pedro
50 years old?" I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I think he was 40 something. I think he was early 40s late 30s when they did
Tokyo Drift.
Like, yeah,
that's crazy.
Because he had worked like when Justin Lin's previous 2 films. But when will I watch Obi-Wan? Probably not until July. Not until the season's over, because I got a lot of BRP 50 stuff going on, along with our show, All Elite with Keeks. So yeah.
So watch it Tuesday.
I won't be able to watch it, like I said, until July. But I will watch this show, and hopefully we can talk about it. I'll be so late. I'll be like, hey, guys, remember this Obi-Wan show that just came on? Like, this shit was dope. Or I'll probably hate it. Who knows?
No, it's fine. I think people are going to be talking about it for a while, especially if it's no season 2, which is probably the case. People are going to be talking about it for a while.
And then they have the Cassian Andor show coming up, too, after that, which I'm like, oh, my God. I still haven't even finished. And I said this, like, I think 7 times this year. Like, I still haven't finished Book of Boba Fett. And I got to do that before I can start Obi-Wan.
No, you don't have to.
I just got it for my sake.
That's crazy. I'm blown away by that. I did not know that was him. I was like, man, this dude acting.
No, I think I only saw 2 scenes on Twitter. I think because Van had posted one, which was when Owen Lars barred up Obi-Wan about when I was like, he needs to start training. And then he said, like, why? So he could, like, because it worked so well for his father. And then I was like, oh, shit. Like, you trained his daddy, and his dad killed a bunch of people. Like,
Right. And he literally got cooked. So
yeah, I think that's why I said like this man legit. It was like when CM Punk had said, like, Triple H, how did your movie do? Straight to DVD like yours. And Triple H was like, oh, like he had nothing to say after that. Like, then CM Punk is now injured after jumping into the crowd, apparently. So you get what you get.
exactly.
I respect that because like when he's jumping into the crowd, I'm legit like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Hey man, stay your ass home. Please do.
God,
Permanently stay your ass home.
So you're saying watch Obi-Wan as soon as I can,
Absolutely.
right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
What's your
favorite?
Know me. What's your favorite part about it?
Overall, him being washed, and he realized
that's the whole thing, right?
He washed up. Like the first episode out the gate, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good show because he washed up. He said like one of the undercover Jedi's, spoiler alert, came up to him and was like, Obi-Wan. He like, no, my name is Ben.
Yeah, I just know that. I just seen tweets where people like, my name is Ben.
My name is like he fresh off his shit.
That's gonna be the name of the episode.
My name is Ben.
My name is Ben.
He fresh off the shift and he like, you feel me? I know you're Obi-Wan.
It's like when you call a podcaster by their real name. It's like, when we were at the house we were at, and people were saying so and so's real name. It's like
yeah, no. That's besides the point. That's a given because they family, so that's gonna be.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's what it was. Like he's like, shh, you trying to get us killed? Like,
yeah. And then you can imagine. So the thing is, where they at in Tatooine or whatever. If you say the name, some people gonna be like, "Who the fuck is that?" I just know him as Ben. And then the other people gonna be like, "We know the legend, real name." Like, "Oh, that's him." We gonna line him up. That's why he just ain't trying to get lined up. Yeah, because the Jedi.
Even though that man cut another man to pieces.
Yeah. That's his young boy. He cut up too.
Yeah,
like that's your little homie.
No, it was basically John Moxley in Shota Umino. Then afterwards, John Moxley's like, "I'm going to train you so this never happens again."
Right, and then so he's supposed to be watching like Luke, but Luke's straight. And then you got the.
I know he's watching Leia somewhat, right?
No, he focused because the whoever emperor or whatever is supposed to be focused on Layla. Yeah, he's supposed to be focused on Layla.
Something Organa. I always forget his first name, but yeah, Chancellor Organa or whatever.
Yeah, he that's how he come up to Obi-Wan. He's like, "Hey man, I need you to go find my daughter." He's like, "I'm supposed to be watching Luke." Like Luke is straight. Luke up here pretending like he driving a power racer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can. That's in the trailer where you just like when people do that watch me whip. Like I think they think that's that video. Yeah, that video. Again, Twitter's a fucking shithole sometimes, but it also has some amazing content.
Yeah. Somebody just be like, all right, let me hit a home run real quick. Like he on top of the house, the little adopted family his uncle's looking for him, his aunt.
He's like, oh, get the fuck down from there. Get your ass in the car. Like,
and they looking like, where is he? He right behind you, bro. It's not that far he can go. It's desert and y'all little hut.
Legit looks like, well, they ain't shit around.
like if you saw him running, let's say if he wanted to run away.
We live in Bakersfield. Like
that's crazy. I ain't going back to Barstow.
Barstow is Tatooine.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going to do the episode?
And we got 2 so far. We got 2 so
God. But no, Obi-Wan, I'll try to watch it as soon as I can. Same thing with Miss Marvel. I've seen good reviews about that. I wasn't trying to get hyped about that because I wasn't trying to get let down based off how Moon Knight, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm kind of going into it the mindset I had for WandaVision and Loki, which were amazing. And which again, I wasn't hyped for at all for those. What's next on our docket?
Are you tired of talking? My fault.
No, I'm trying to remember because I forgot to add Black Adam because we'll save that for the end. Because
let's get flowers first, and then we're gonna do some burials.
Okay. So Brad Pitt, Oscar winner. Let's not forget this man won an Oscar a month before COVID. For Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, my friend.
Wait, he won for that?
Yeah, he's phenomenal in that movie, and that's a great movie. And
he beat the shit out them.
I do see you don't like that movie. That's an opinion of yours. I don't like, but you don't like Tarantino.
I said it was alright. I don't think I said I didn't like it. I said it was alright. It's not
Yeah,
one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies though.
It might be for me. Maybe it might be top 4
That's crazy.
because it's Kill Bill. You have to count the 2 Kill Bills as one. Pulp Fiction. And it's either Once Upon a Time, then Inglorious, and then Django.
When you gonna watch The Hateful Eight and do commentary on that?
I do like the Hateful Eight though.
But no, I need you to do commentary on it.
I can't. Why? Why?
You know what I mean? Just recite your favorite
Again,
lyrics.
Channing Tatum kills it in like the 6 minutes he's in that movie.
But no, I need you to say the ladies, you know what I mean? Her lines.
Nope. Again, Walton Goggins,
Let's
the whole
see.
time I'm like, he's one of my favorite actors, but he is wilding in this movie. He was wilding in Django as Billy Crash. But then he fucking do Billy Crash, right? Like,
Django.
So Brad Pitt, the second trailer for Bullet Train dropped, and again, this man, I'm curious why he wanted to do this, and it's also the same week that he's teaming up with Joseph Kosinski, who just directed Top Gun Maverick, and directed this movie that will be coming out on Netflix this coming week called Spiderhead, which stars Miles Teller, who is Rooster in Top Gun Maverick, and Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor. A movie that I'm kind of looking forward to. Journey Smollett Bull is also in this movie, The Black Canary. So I know you'll be tuning in.
Yeah,
now.
We looked it up. No, we talked about that
on the Netflix slate. Yeah, I had said. Yeah. Well, no, on the Netflix slate we did because I said like this is a movie by Joseph Kosinski did Tron Legacy, fucking fire. Oblivion, which is okay. I didn't see the movie he did about the firefighters, Only the Brave. But then as we saw Top Gun Maverick, movie of the year. No offense to the Batman. But Top Gun Maverick.
If somebody says that, I wouldn't be upset. But
Brad Pitt, Joseph Kosinski. Tony, I just listened to this podcast because I don't want to listen to any Top Gun podcast about it until we record our episode. But the big picture, Sean Fancy got to talk to Joseph Kosinski, and Sean Fancy asked him what was next, and Joseph Kosinski said, I'm going to go into the world of F1, Formula One racing, which is hot now because Netflix has the show Drive to Survive. I only have seen a few episodes of season 1, but that's what has gotten people into F1 within like the last 2-3 years is that show, which proves anytime you have a great sports doc, people will then follow your sport. Netflix has realized this, and they'll be having a golf version of that coming out soon. So expect people to be super into golf in the next 3 to 4 years. When that drops. Crazy. No, and Loki again with Schoolboy Q. I said the Jethro Jenkins. A few people in the media space, music, podcasting, are into golf, and realistically, golf, similar to like baseball, is this old white stuffy sport that needs to have swag in it. Needs to have guys with cool clothes, fucking bat flips, all that, to keep it relevant, because otherwise it's again fucking boring. As someone who, even though I really haven't as much in the last kind of 2 years, this year and last year, played golf, but again, my father's in the world of golf. We might have to talk about him when this Netflix show drops, and they'll be following a lot of the key big name golfers. But like I said, in 2-3 years, people will be talking about golf like they're talking about F1 now, where people are waking up at 7 a.m. to watch F1 racing. And it makes sense that Joseph Kosinski is into this, because if you see Top Gun Maverick and how he shoots these fucking fighter jets, he's going to shoot the fuck out of some fucking races. Like the cameras strapped to these cars. Whew. I mean, and Brad Pitt, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Cruise was supposed to have the Brad Pitt role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I can't remember who were the initial names, but I think Tarantino said he wanted Tom Cruise for the movie, and I think he wanted him for the stuntman, not the Leo part of the actor. I think he wanted Tom Cruise to play the stuntman to Leo's Rick Dalton, aka Cliff Booth. And I think Tom Cruise would have killed it as Cliff Booth in another universe. I wish I could see that version of the movie, because Tom Cruise could do the whole smiling and believable as someone who could take on Bruce Lee, even though it's led to believe like maybe Cliff Booth actually didn't kick Bruce Lee's ass because that's how he remembers it. And then he murders the Manson family murderers at the end. AKA the guy who played Elvis. I mean, who was playing Elvis was the guy who was like, you rode in on a horsey.
While being on shrooms and shit. Or no, he was off acid.
No, yeah, the cigarette. I mean, the cigarette laced with acid or whatever dipped. Yeah,
which I didn't know you can do.
They did in the 70s. Yeah, you don't remember when Chappelle we was dipping them in embalming fluid,
but that's Sherm. I was talking about. I was talking about acid, not PCP, but acid.
Angel dust.
Yeah, I ain't know you can actually do acid that way. That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think about this movie? I've always, you're not really a big Brad Pitt guy, right?
No, I'm not a big Brad Pitt guy. I think his movies are strong as far as like the script, but him as an actor
is good. Yeah.
I've never been a real big fan of his. I like some of his movies, but him as an actor, not really. But hey, it's for the bitches.
Low key, but also like, I mean, he's got 7. Great movie. Again, fucking frightening movie. The Oceans 11, Oceans 12.
Yeah, when you got Kevin Spacey in your movie, you definitely gonna be frightened.
Yep. What Mr. and Mrs. Smith, he's great in.
That movie was just made for him to get an Angelique Jolie.
I think that's how he met his future ex-wife.
Like he pulling the Banks move.
Inglourious Bastards, Fury, when he had like a dope haircut.
Killing Nazis.
Yeah.
I need scouts.
I mean, he's in Deadpool 2, funny enough, which is directed by David Leitch. Maybe that's why he did this movie, because David Leitch. What's funny? I've seen all of David Leitch's single directed movies. I saw Atomic Blonde, which is underrated.
Really?
Yeah.
The Black Widow movie?
That's what Black Widow wishes it was.
Okay. That's what I heard.
Yeah. No, realistically, like, that's what it should have been more like, but Black Widow was just it was advertised as like this action movie, and the action in it is dog shit. As you probably talked about with Van, because I said, like, after seeing that movie, I didn't want to talk about it on the pod because I'm like, this is fucking horrible. He did Deadpool 2, which I saw and liked. I think it's better than the first one, and it'll probably be better than the third one because they got Sean Levy directing the third one.
The third one shouldn't even exist. Let's move on. We shouldn't even talk about that.
And Sean Levy did Free Guy. He did Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds. So we'll probably get something that's like that. Yeah. And then he did Hobbs and Shaw, famously, David Leitch. And that's a movie that has dope action, but is like, what the fuck's going on? Because this isn't connected. As I've said numerous fucking times, this is Earth 2 in the Fast and Furious world. Like, no. But this was announced like Bullet Train. It's basically, speed on a train, kind of. Mm-hmm. Or like, it's Snowpiercer meets Speed meets every action movie.
Fantastic
great,
Mr. Fox.
Great cast. Again, Brian Terry Henry, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Zazie Beetz, Hiroki Sanada, who is Hiroyuki Sanada, who was Scorpion in Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he's like the go-to Japanese guy, which guy's kind of like
the go-to Japanese guy.
No, it's a fact. Like, again, he was an Endgame because the one scene they have of Ronin, they're like, we need to get someone who's actually Japanese.
Yeah.
For him to have a sword fight, and they have a decent sword fight.
Kuwado, Wansone.
And Michael Shannon's in it, and his portrayal in this movie is probably going to piss people off because there was already a lot of whitewashing backlash to it when the film was being filmed. Your girl Sandra Bullock is in this movie. Who else? The guy who was Storm Shadow, I forget his name. Damn it, Andrew Koji is in this movie. He was Storm Shadow in the shitty G.I. Joe Snake Eyes movie. But yeah, the action looks good. I don't know if I'll see it in theater. I don't know if I'll keep subscribing to the David Leitch propaganda camp. I think he's a good director. Again, he famously co-directed the first John Wick. And he was in charge of a lot of the stunts along with Chad Stahelski, who gets director credit for John Wick and has directed the second and third ones. but they
Forgot
did a
about
lot of
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. I was like, there's one other person yet because
They made sure to put him in a trailer, of course, because you got to sell it.
oh yeah, no, that's smart. And he actually looks good in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
even though Brad Pitt will kill him. But yeah,
The man of many talents, man. He could wrestle. He got good music. He can act. Book him. Superstar.
Yeah. But Logan Lerman's in it, but then like we see he's dead, so it's like okay. But are you interested in seeing this movie? I think we've talked about it a few times.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Damn, I'm looking at it right now. 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Whoa! Really?
Yeah, I feel like that should be 2 hours right there.
Yeah.
So if they
See,
gonna
what
do
was
that,
Ambulance? Let me look that up real quick. Go ahead.
Ambulance felt like that was 2 hours. I think solid. I don't think that was no more than 2 hours. It sure didn't feel like it felt like it was like an hour and like 50 minutes. But
No, 2:16. It did kind of drag at the end. Like we get it. You're in an ambulance. Can we kind of speed this up and then have the whole shootout at the
hospital?
No, at the drug dealer's warehouse or whatever.
I think I remember if you want.
Which was like one of the only good scenes when Jake Gyllenhaal was like, "We're always battling. You go right, I go left. You go right, I go left. You go right, I go left." And then they like, the way Jake Gyllenhaal holds his gun in that movie is just like.
Oh, you're talking about the warehouse. I don't know why I'm thinking about the very end. Yeah.
Oh,
and they chemistry wasn't even that fire too. That's what I wanted to talk about earlier.
See, no, go ahead. We'll get back to Bullet Train, but that's why I think I was disappointed. Is like that trailer sold the fuck out of this movie, and it was like similar to like the Suicide Squad, where like when they had the second trailer with Bohemian Rhapsody and all that. Like, wow, this looks pretty good. Then you watch it, it was like, oh, but again, they famously recut the movie to fit the vibe of that trailer, as they told us. But yeah, Ambulance, it was like the whole like, this is my brother, and then like I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good, and then it's like they like I wouldn't believe that you two had a brotherly bond at all, which sucks because they're like two of Hollywood's great young actors. Like Yao Abdul-Mateen is great as Black Manta, and was great in Watchmen. I didn't see the Candyman remake that he was in.
I watched 15 minutes and shut it off.
He was good in the like 2 minutes he's in Us as her father in the flashback scenes, where we only kind of see like the back of his head, like he's a Charlie Brown adult. It's shot really well. Like again, like
I like that movie too, by the way.
We'll talk about it when we see No. We might have to do something with Cal about that because I think he's hyped for it too, and he's a big Jordan
Cal gonna be at the premiere. No, man.
He probably will, realistically. Yeah, he probably will be talking to Jordan Peele and Daniel Kaluuya himself. Even though the thing about that last Nope trailer, it showed. I didn't like that last Nope trailer because it showed too much of like the actual flying saucer chasing it.
Well, they had to do that probably at that point just because people are like, what is this? And it probably was going to drive.
No, we all know it's a fucking flying saucer when it hovers over. Come on, it is a dope.
It's going to be
riding the horse.
It's going to be some type of M. Night Shyamalan plot twist.
The thing they're hiding is what the aliens look like when they're on the ground, which we only seen like the hand so far.
They're gonna look like the Nordics. They got blue-eyed, blonde hair.
No, they almost look like they're gonna be like creatures of no skin, kind of.
So Nordic.
We'll see.
I
don't do that.
White isn't the skin, brother. I gotta talk like Paul Mooney. It's not a skin, brother. It's clear.
Because the ending of Ambulance, I hated.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't have no chemistry. It was like, bro, like if this man gets shot, you ain't gonna be that upset.
But I just say, like, I get like the only resolution was like Jake Gyllenhaal was the bad guy the entire time in this movie, and Yao Abdul-Mateen was the good guy, and then Isaac Gonzalez was the one caught in the middle. Yeah, I don't know that movie. Oh God. I didn't want to get hyped for it because you and I were like talking about this movie, like, oh my God, this is our origin story. This is like the BBD movie. Like,
the show in the hell wasn't.
It did have that good scene though when they had the low rider with the machine gun and the dummy in front and just fucking mows down everyone. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. If we want to go back to that movie for a minute, like I felt no connection to no character other than what's her name, Liza.
Isaac Gonzalez. I did like the woman in the police van. I thought she was good.
Yeah,
The
like
one
the
who had the
country
back,
dude that was on the lookout. It's like, all right,
the
bro.
one that had the back and forth with the captain. I thought she was good when she was like, "My dad's making dinner. I got to be home by 5 o'clock," and she's the one like on the screens tracking them. I thought she was good, but that's when I'm like, this man just needs to like cut the dialogue, like make silent films with explosions, like and all that, like have the actors act as the dialogue, like make them interpret us, make us interpret it that way, like
Like
our emotions
unless
are loud.
you got some comedic actors like Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, yeah, he should cut it down.
That's why I seen like his scripts over the last year, like last few years. He doesn't have Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I mean, Nick Cage and Sean Connery kind of do have some chemistry in The Rock. I only saw The Rock once, but their back and forth is pretty good because Sean Connery is like, "You're a fucking
A
loser."
Rock.
The Rock, welcome to The Rock.
The Rock.
I was like,
This one time, this
God,
lady
movie.
talked back to me, and I
Nope,
took her
nope,
life.
nope, 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 nope. Movies were good when they were like, the man who broke out of Alcatraz has to break us into Alcatraz. Like,
But
oh
that's what
my
I'm saying.
God. Like,
That's why the '90s was the best era ever, bro. Because it'd be bullshit like that, and it sold us because we didn't
I know,
have
but
social
the
media.
ambulance isn't bad either. When they're like, if you had to kidnap an ambulance and like fight off helicopters and like fight off LA traffic and like
But in the
keep someone
'90s, that shit would
alive.
have probably made $300 million.
Yeah, because and this is what I mean. Next week we might really have a conversation again about Hollywood, or I will myself, depending on your availability. But
We'll figure it out.
look at what works now, and what doesn't work. And this movie again, 10 years
Nothing
ago.
works.
No, I mean, Doctor Strange works, Top Gun works, the Batman works. Big properties still work. Again, like the names sell, the actors don't sell, the director doesn't sell as much. That's why the Northman didn't sell. And this is like Hollywood's, and Robert Eggers said like this movie's a flop, and he might have to like downscale his next movie. Like he's expecting a lower budget because this movie was a higher budget and it underperformed. And he knows he won't do a Marvel movie because he said I won't. And he's like, they won't even ask me anyway because they know I won't. Which I don't blame the guy who's like, I don't want to be in the system because the system doesn't even want me. And that was the interesting thing when Marvel went back to go get Sam Raimi, who Hollywood like put in jail because he made Oz the Great and Powerful. But again, it was like he was the guy that kicked all the shit off with Spider-Man. So like he kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah. No, it's nothing that's marketable anymore. Like you just kind of make an idea. So it's a movie that I actually want to tap into called, give me 1 second, Everything.
Oh, Everything Everywhere at Once.
Yeah, I keep hearing
That's
real
the
good
one
things about
movie
that.
this year I still haven't seen again, and that movie's not available on streaming. But Millie Beeman, shouts out to him. I think X has seen it. Shouts to him.
Man, shout it out. They said that's their movie of the year.
Yeah, a lot of people. Again, I haven't.
You said you don't
to
have it
any
on your
podcast.
streaming service?
No.
I got you. I got it on mine.
I would say it's something because it's A24 produced, and they were supposed to have like a relationship with Amazon and then Apple.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't know what's going on with that. They should just have their own at this point, or I mean, something, please, because make us watch. Again, they produce Euphoria. Again, they are like the go-to indie studio, but they somehow get all these big names attached. And yeah, that was the true version of Multiverse of Madness to a lot of people because it was a full multiverse of ideas in that movie, and that was directed by the guys who did the Turn Down for What video and made Swiss Army Man. That movie with Daniel Radcliffe is dead, and Paul Dano, aka the Riddler, keeps uses him as a tool to get out of this deserted island.
I gotta watch that. See, that's what I'm saying. I like multiverse shit like that.
But yeah, no, I've seen the movie talked about, and I'll probably watch it when I can, like when it's on a service or something. But that's everyone's movie. I've seen nothing but praise about that movie. Again, it's an original idea. But that movie, it's A24's highest grossing movie now, which is saying something. Because it was Uncut Gems prior or something else was. But that's the thing. And to get back to Bullet Train, like this is a big Sony movie. For some reason, like I tweeted this last week. I thought it was a Netflix movie for some reason. I don't know why I thought it was a Netflix
looks like
movie.
it.
Because it looks like it, right?
It looks
But I'm
like
like, but the cast is like, oh, Netflix couldn't get any of these people. Like, not all these. They could probably get 2 or 3, but not all these people. So that's why they get finally clicked. Like, oh yeah, this isn't a Netflix movie, but it sure does look like it because the idea and all that. I mean, I didn't watch it, but you sent me, I think, the full Day Shift trailer, the Jamie Foxx movie.
Yeah. Well, no,
which
it was like the teaser.
or the featurette, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Trailer. Yeah, I'm not tuning into that at all. Or the Mike series with Trevante Rhodes that is basically trying to get to the finish line before Jimmy Foxx's Mike Tyson series.
Yeah, I'm not watching that one because Mike said he didn't even authorize that one from Hulu. He said he don't know who these people are.
I just feel bad for Trevante Rhodes, who killed it in Moonlight.
You know, I always get him confused with Ubuntu. What's his name? The black ambulance.
Oh, you think him and the Abdul-Mateen?
I always get them confused.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, you always make fun of me because I legit love Moonlight, and especially like
I don't make fun of you for like, hold on, bro, we can't do that this month.
No. I'm saying you're like, I like the movie too, but you really like this movie. I'm like, I don't like it. It's beautiful. Like that was,
you know what it is? It's like listening to a Frank Ocean album. Double Entendre.
And see, I don't really listen to Frank Ocean's music. Like maybe that's because I prefer the visual medium compared to.
You ain't never listened to Frank Ocean's Blonde?
I did, but I don't like a few songs from that, like Pink and White.
Need to listen to that. It's 6-year-old album. It's still phenomenal.
But Toronto Rose and the Abdul-Mateen. But I mean, he was in The Predator.
And then they got The Prey coming out now.
And that's what I'm speaking about. That's smart about them putting that on Hulu. Like that movie would have made no money in theaters
at all because the last one didn't.
Yes. So if you're a company like Disney that has billions upon billions upon billions, fuel your streaming service with these movies. Like make me subscribe to Hulu so I can watch Prey, which looks good but also looks bad. I like like again, this probably wasn't the first time the Predators came to Earth. What if they came and fought the Native American, like the native people of this fucking country, like, or if the next one's like them versus the samurai or like whatever, like that shit would be dope. I mean, and just calling it Prey instead of Predator, like that's fucking genius. And it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was secretly connected to Cloverfield. And is pretty good. Again, that was a shocking hit too. And he did the pilot to The Boys, the first episode. So he's kind of like the executive producer of that show. But I bet he doesn't have any involvement in it now. And he did one episode of Black Mirror that was pretty good. The one with Wyatt Russell, aka U.S. Agent, when he's playing the video game in his mind. It's a really fucked up episode.
That's the PlayStation 6.
God, and that everyone's like,
everyone's Mario Van Peebles in that jail.
What is Mario Van Peebles? Is he in trouble now? Or
I don't think so. Is he?
I thought
he was in the second one. Remember when it was in L.A.?
No, I'm saying I thought maybe I'm confusing him with someone else who I thought was getting in trouble now because of comments or whatever. But
Mario don't be talking. I'm surprised he even got social media.
Shout out to Mario Van Peebles. New Jack City.
Masterpiece.
Classic.
He was in Predator 2, right?
I never saw Predator 2, so.
I don't know about that reference. But no. Okay. Yeah, because that was Danny Glover. That was in the second one.
And Gary Busey, But
that shit was. You need to see it. It was way more. It's actually more gruesome than the first one.
But and funny enough, Dan Trachtenberg was a podcaster that became a film director, which who knows if I'll have that same trajectory. Like if I keep thinking I will.
You never know.
I'm joking.
You never know what can happen.
No, but Kevin Smith has talked about it because Kevin Smith did his podcast, and then afterwards, like years later, I think when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, Kevin Smith was like, I remember talking to this guy, and he's like, I want to be a director. And Kevin Smith's like, I'm a director who doesn't want to direct anymore. And like we flipped lives. Like, I'm a podcaster now, and he's a big time director. Like, this fucker took my career, and I took his. Like, it was a funny like little comment about it, but and he's the guy I'm shocked like Hollywood didn't try to get direct to like make Fantastic Four, or maybe he will now that John Watts has dropped out, which we didn't touch on a few weeks ago, I believe, when that news was released, which makes sense because they're bringing him back for Spider-Man, and it's better for him to kind of stay in that world instead of going to another property, because famously they wanted Jon Favreau to do Avengers at first until they picked Joss Whedon. But no, back to Bullet Train and F1. I think Brad Pitt, now that he has his Oscars, maybe just kind of, I think he's looking at Tom Cruise in a way of like, I'm going to rival this short fuck because I'm this tall, handsome guy. And I'm going to be excited for this F1 movie. Like, this shit's going to be dope. I know there was a previous F1 movie with Sylvester Stallone called Driven. I've only ever seen parts of that. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I seen that, but it was years ago. Like when it first came up. That was 2002, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's like 2000, something like that. 2001. Directed by Rennie Harlan, aka the old-time shit director.
01 was Driven.
Yeah. So
Burt Reynolds is in it.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds. I think Gina Gershon, Kip Pardue, Stella Warren. And that one. What'd you say? That I'd be remembering people?
Yeah, you be knowing your shit, bro.
And there was that movie Rush, which is based on a true story with Chris Hemsworth and Daniel Bruhl that Ron Howard directed. That was okay. But that was also a movie where I knew like none of this shit happened in like the true story of it. That was when the movies were like, oh yeah, I'll never believe what a biopic tells me.
Rush, what year did that come out?
2013, I believe. That's when like Chris Hemsworth was trying to do the I'm Not Just Thor.
Something else came up. Premium Rush came up. That's definitely.
That's a Joseph Gordon-Levitt biker movie, but like bicyclist, not motorcycle bike. That's him on a Schwinn.
Delivering newspapers.
No, he's like a server or something like that. Yeah. But no, I mean Joseph Kosinski, low key is like a James Cameron-esque guy. Like he was into architecture design or something like that, and like he came, like hearing him on this podcast, I'll share a link to it. It was very interesting. I never really heard him talk, even though I'm a fan of now 2 of his movies. But he said he came to Hollywood to shoot music videos, but that industry was slowly dying, so he shot commercials. And he talks about how he pitched the idea for Tron Legacy, and that's what sold Jeff Bridges on it to come back and do it. And he tells a story about doing Top Gun Maverick. So I'm invested in this movie, and it's going to be for Apple TV Plus, which is like fuck, because that was the one thing when you and I were hyped about the tragedy of Macbeth is that I had to get Apple.
I was about to say I got ways to get it.
I had to get the free trial just to watch that stellar movie by the one Coen brother, because I always forget which one. I think it was Joel, and the GOAT Denzel Washington, who was just going full Michael Jordan in that movie. Like, I am the greatest. No one can stop me. That man was acting mad, like in terms of, like he's lost his mind mad in that movie when he was running through the halls chasing the
looking at the crows and shit.
Again, like Corey Hawkins was good at that movie, like United said, but also like Denzel out, like he posted that man up and just like fade away every single time. And I like Corey Hawkins because he was good as Dr. Dre and Straight Outta Compton, but man.
When is this supposed to come out? I'm looking at it right now. So they just announced it.
Yeah, because so on that podcast, which came out, I think, opening week of Top Gun, he didn't say Brad Pitt was announced. He says, I'm working on something set in the world of F1, and then this dropped this coming week. And I listened to that interview this week, funny enough. So I'm like, oh, shit. Crazy. I say it'll probably be within like 2.5 years.
Yeah, because I don't even think they got a script. It's just untitled.
It's probably going to be like he's an old F1 driver. It's basically going to be Top Gun Maverick, but with cars. And don't forget, like, and what I'm pissed about is like, why isn't Tom Cruise doing this movie? Because he did Days of Thunder, which was Top Gun with cars, but it's not as good as Top Gun.
He's probably mad about this now.
I legit think he is. But you know what he should do? He should play the villain in this movie.
Never say never. They just announced one cast member.
I told you again, like Brad Pitt took this man's role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Tom Cruise should say, "I'm going to play the villain in your movie." Like they're two. I mean, the F1's a universal, a global racing league, but two American drivers, I don't think would be out of the question. Or if Tom Cruise does like his Irish accent that he did in Far and Away, I'd love to see him come back and do the Irish accent.
How about no? Just be Tom Cruise.
Or we do Brad Pitt's fake Italian accent from Inglourious Basterds. Gorlami. I speak a little Italian. Dominic,
I need some scalps.
I want my scalps.
Scalps.
We in the killing Nazi business.
You heard about the offshoot movie that was supposed to come from that, right?
Oh, Killer Crows.
Yeah, I was waiting on that. I was like, that would have been fire.
Yeah, there's a whole list. That might be an episode one day, or our favorite unmade movies.
Because there's a lot of them.
Yeah. Famously, like Guillermo del Toro was supposed to do At the Mountains of Madness with Tom Cruise starring and James Cameron producing. But then Prometheus came out, and Prometheus
What's Prometheus?
You don't like? I forgot you don't like Prometheus.
No. You don't know that joke either. I got to send you that clip. It was like when that movie came out, it was like an old YouTube channel I used to watch. And they review movies, and this dude voices is like weird, and he was breaking down Prometheus. Somebody asked him, "So what's Prometheus about?" He was like, "What's Prometheus?" It's such a weird concept.
No, it is. That movie is
and it's 10 years old now, I think.
Yeah, 2012. I remember seeing that was one of the movies where I like.
All I remember about that movie is Idris Elba and Charlize. Idris Elba and
Don't
Charlize.
say that he was falling for the milk. Don't say it.
That's all I remember from it. Towards the end.
You don't remember that the woman had to take the alien baby out of her stomach?
But then that's what gave away that this is about aliens. Because remember, it was a rumor.
There was the short film attached to it that brought up the Wayland Corporation or whatever, with my guy Pearce, who should have been a bigger star in Hollywood, but it wasn't. And then halfway through the film, they're like, "This takes place before Alien," and it's like, ooh. And I think that's why I didn't fully understand it until I maybe had seen Alien before, but didn't realize it because I wasn't really into Aliens or Predator like that. Funny enough. Which was what was weird. No, that's why when I was a kid and I saw like Alien versus Predator, I'm like, I don't know either of these. And then when I found like they each had their own movies, I'm like, much like Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, that was bound to happen.
I thought Freddy versus Jason was good though. I haven't seen it in years, and I only saw it once, but I thought it was pretty good.
It was all right, but it's one of those things where you just want to see the fight scenes. That's it.
Yeah, but I think it works better than Kong versus God. Maybe we have to. That's a good double feature. No, that's a good double feature, actually. Yeah. No, I'm saying for people to watch on their own. Watch Freddy versus Jason and watch, or maybe a triple feature: Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator, and Kong versus Godzilla. When franchises collide.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I think I got an idea for the show.
I used to try to come up with double features in 2017 for myself. That's how nerdy I am.
What if we do that? We do like these verses, characters versus character.
It's not really. Oh, you mean like as an episode?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like by like?
So how we just said it, like you have one character from a movie, and then you have one of them against another character. Like Godfather just have like one character
versus Goodfellas.
Yeah, have one character.
Are we doing Celebrity Deathmatch or Soul Calibur? Like, what do you mean by that?
That's basically it. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah, I guess
it sounds good on paper, but at the same time,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? It sounds good just to throw out random ones, but we actually think about it. Yeah. So I guess the last thing, because this isn't. Two things. So because Hollywood is fucking idiots, they made this Elvis movie.
Okay, now they have to make the baby face.
Oh, you're excited for the Madonna movie?
No, I'm not Dennis Rodman or Tyson Beckford or Tupac.
Or Michael Jordan
or Mike allegedly.
Well, Scottie Pippen
Dennis Rodman was. Well, Dennis Rodman said I'm next too.
And Charles Barkley in Space Jam. I'll never go out with Madonna again.
He said again. I believe he probably did one time.
Yeah. So you're for this movie, is what you're saying?
You know what?
I
I'll
would
watch
say
it.
fuck it.
Yeah, it can't. Here's the thing. So, of course, people know I'm not a fan, right? But
Yeah, I mean, I like some of her songs.
are you like a virgin?
I do like that song actually. No, no, no.
You
I
out of your
no.
mind.
I like a prayer. Never mind. I like that song. The video of Leon.
She should listen. That's
He
another
plays
one.
Jesus. Who's
That's
gonna play
another one.
Leon in the making of that music video in that movie?
That's the thing. So I didn't even think about that. Like,
Because they
who's gonna
got
play
Kelvin
all these like?
Harrison Jr. to play Chuck Berry and Elvis.
Listen,
Kelvin Harrison Jr. is like an up and coming actor. And that's one of Cal's favorites.
who is this dude? Let me see.
He was in They Come at Night. Oh no, It Comes at Night. What the fuck? Whatever that movie was. He's been in a lot of like indie movies. He was in that movie Waves. If you ever watched that came out a few years ago. He was supposed to be on Euphoria this season, but this season 2 of Euphoria, but couldn't make it.
Let me see. The Elvis movie once again. And this is probably Hollywood seeing that the Elvis movie is about to make money and get nominated for an Oscar. So they just like, all right, I know how we about to do this. We about to make a Madonna movie because that's gonna get nominated. I guarantee you that's gonna get nominated. So nah, the Madonna movie, I'm not too. I'll watch it, bro. Why not? So I didn't say earlier today that I actually watched the. I watched Jurassic Park. What is it, Dominion? I gotta confess to y'all, I actually watched that movie, bro. Yeah, for it to make money, it just lets you know that any franchise that's over 20 some years old is a nostalgia factor involved. That'll have adults watch it that's my age or older, or like little kids because it's dinosaurs. But that movie is horrible, so I wouldn't recommend that. But I'm looking up the cast for the soon to be Oscar nominated Elvis movie because I guarantee y'all it's gonna make it. Yo, they got people in here playing BB King and Little Richard. How they have all these people playing Little Richard but don't have a Little Richard movie yet? I don't see anybody who's playing Chuck Berry. Anyhow, so the Madonna movie has been casted. They got the actor for that. The actress, I should say, for that. And the actress for that is, let me see her name. Give me 1 second. Julian Garner. So if anybody watches, what's that goddamn show on Netflix? I'm losing my train of thought. But if you watch the show on Netflix, I watched the first season and I haven't tapped back into it. But if you watch that, she is one of the prominent actors on that, or Ozark. There we go. So she plays Ruth on Ozark. She has been casted for the lead role of Madonna, aka the pop icon, as this article says, and they out they goddamn mind. But hey man, Madonna trick y'all. I understand. She was the little at the time cute little white girl that was doing the edgy type shit, but she can't sing a fucking note. Ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I was out back then, I probably would have tried to hit Madonna too, essentially. Anyhow, so it's written by Madonna, which is crazy, and it's about the script. It's written by Madonna, and the playwright is by Aaron Criselda Wilson. I have no idea who that is. So to support her album, I don't. What do you talk about in a movie like that? Is my main key factor. Like in a movie like that with Madonna, do you just talk about her being with all these prominent black athletes and entertainer? Do you talk about, I don't know, her mid music? Like honestly, I want to know what you're gonna talk about in that aspect if it's her, because it's only so much you can do anyway. You feel me? You're gonna talk about her music like that. That's 5 minutes at the most. You're gonna talk about I don't even know her musical background. That's what's so crazy about Madonna. Madonna has been out longer than I've been alive, and I have no clue about her musical background and what she's good at. I ain't never seen her play the piano. I ain't never seen her perform live, and when I do, the mic be low as hell. I legit don't know. Yo, but you look, check this out. So they got this guy to play Little Richard, right? they for sure should have her son play Little Richard instead. Just have her adopted son that was dancing. They don't care about us. When she was playing Michael Jackson in the background, just have him play Little Richard. I don't know the little kid's name, but have him play Little Richard.
Was it? So am
Otherwise,
I thinking of is Calvin Harrison Jr. the one playing Little Richard?
yeah, not
So
because I was like Chuck Berry before her time.
yeah. No,
BB
in the
King.
Elvis, in the Elvis movie. I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah. So yeah, so it's
Okay.
they got
I
BB
missed.
King in there.
I thought because again, famously Elvis took Chuck Berry's flow word for word, bar for bar.
No, that was Keith Richards.
But
Keith Richards and everybody took something for Chuck Berry. All right, everybody took something for Chuck Berry, and then Little Richard has always said, "I'm the king, rock roll." Everybody took something from me. I can't do his voice. Yeah, shut up. So everybody has taken something from Little Richard, Chuck Berry, BB King, etc. It don't matter. So that's why they got him in there. Like I want to know who's playing Martin Luther King in the Elvis movie because I didn't see that. So
all right,
they're gonna have a photo double.
So you're saying like the Elvis movie is why we're getting a Madonna one?
Absolutely. So you got to have two mid people get nominated for an Oscar.
No. Let's not forget. Before this Elvis one, we got Bohemian Rhapsody, which is fucking dog shit. Like it is dog shit on screen. It is the worst edited movie I've ever fucking seen.
You know that movie's so bad. I can remember it vividly. The last time I watched it, I was on my way to Oakland in 2018. I ain't seen it since.
That movie is built just for the Live Aid concert. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything before that doesn't fucking matter. It's all fucking bullshit. It
only they ain't matters. Even show him. They ain't even show him looking like Zordon from Power Rangers 1 movie.
And then before that, what have we gotten in the past? I mean, we've gotten Walk the Line is pretty good with Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash. That's because James Mangold's a good director. But why this now? So Julia Garner, who was on Ozark. She's a big name in Netflix territory. She's won an Emmy, I think, for that. She is realistically that looks like Madonna of the 80s. The rumors were my girl Sydney Sweeney was a candidate to play Madonna, which I would have lost my fucking mind if
it would have been horrible.
If Sydney Sweeney, again, I would have lost my mind if she was playing Black Cat Felicia Hardy, which I still might if that's the case in that that Madam Web movie. You want to see someone bark like a dog, like
you and Antonio, and Josh,
Apparently, but they also said Alexa Demi, who is another.
Speak of the devil, he shall arrive.
Alexa Demi was supposed to be another name that was potentially linked, which kind of fits Ana de Armas, who is playing Marilyn Monroe in a movie that Netflix has made that they haven't put out yet. But it's a fiction. No. But it's a fictional book about Marilyn. It's like the fake Marilyn Monroe story, so it makes sense.
So what is it about?
I think it's basically just fan fiction about Marilyn Monroe.
Of her living?
Yeah, about her banging Joe DiMaggio and then banging JFK and like being a Hollywood icon.
So she just turned to an old hoe.
But this movie, it's like, what are they going to say? I mean, she was a controversial pop figure with, again, burning crosses, singing about Papa Don't Preach, about Like a Virgin, about all that. I mean,
Papa Don't Preach. I got a song for you. How about Papa Don't Sing?
I got a song for you too, bitch. It's called Donna Don't Sing. Hey. But that was about Kelly Osbourne, which but I want to know who is gonna play Guy Ritchie in this movie, because let's not forget my Guy Ritchie.
Daniel Craig.
Fuck. I would love to see that actually. Because Guy Ritchie was married to this woman.
Yeah, that's why I was about to get nominated too.
And
that's
he made a movie with her starring in it.
I don't remember that shit.
Thank God. Bombed.
Thank God I don't remember that shit.
I've never seen it. But she did Lucky Star, which is used perfectly in the movie Snatch, as Bullet Tony drives a car with a dude's head stuck in its window. But yeah, it's again Hollywood again cashing on Elvis, cashing on. There's the Rocket Man. They did the Elton John movie. I still haven't seen that, but I heard that's supposed to be good. With my dude, Aaron Edgerton from Kingsman. But Hollywood always is interested in musicians and doing musicals and telling their stories.
Who gonna sing the lyrics?
That was the thing. They didn't have Rami Malek sing. It was all Adam Lambert who sang all the songs, and he dubbed them. I mean, he sang over them.
What happened to him, bro? Because he used to go off at the parades.
He's like the lead singer of Queen for like their reunion tours and all that.
No. But where is he right now? He's still doing that?
Yeah.
Yo, he was the parade king, though.
Yeah, I think that's what he's just been doing the last. That's why he was, and he has a brief scene in the movie.
Yo, that's white privilege. Damn, she got it. That's white privilege as a whole. Like, bruh, he getting paid millions of dollars to do karaoke.
No. But he's good at the karaoke. He's not Freddie Mercury, but he's good at least.
But that's what I'm saying. To make a man, listen, let me do karaoke for somebody and make money.
I mean, the lead singer of Journey now is a Filipino guy that was doing the same thing. No, it's a fact. Because Steve Perry was like, "I'm done with y'all." Like,
don't stop believing.
And you should have been gone home. Knowing how. Like, but yeah, I mean, like I said, if I'm not gonna see this, if Sydney Sweeney was in, I'm gonna be like,
nah. I think
my mom was a Madonna fan, and she was. I think she lost popularity as the decades progressed, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and then 2020. It's like, who gives a fuck about her old ass now? Even though she's like doing some weird Instagram pics of like her ass out and all that. But like,
I was about to say, they're going to have the actress from Ozark get a BBL like Madonna.
She kissed Drake on stage at Coachella. Remember that?
She what?
She kissed Drake on stage at
Coachella. He was like, yeah.
Yeah,
man was like,
and this was 10 years after she kissed Britney Spears on stage. She's in. I mean, was this? She had that song, 4 Minutes, Forget Smart. Remember with her and Justin Timberlake? Well, we got 4 minutes to save the world. I say, hey.
Oh, I forgot all about that shit.
Yeah, because you hated Justin Timberlake around that time, right? That was a Future Sex Love Sounds, JT.
No, yeah, I just didn't like that. I didn't hate him. I think that album was just mid.
You are not a fan of the man.
I'm not gonna say that because Justified is one of my favorite albums ever.
That's all because Pharrell had songs that Michael
exactly.
Jackson. Yeah, we're not gonna get into that too because he still do when you grab your girls and you grab a couple more. You still gotta give Timberlake his respect, even though I don't respect him as much now because he made that country album and he's trapped in a marriage that is going to take all his money, which is why he sold his catalog. But
I mean, just give her the catalog money.
No, that's stocking up for the divorce settlement he's gonna have to do.
She in some movie where she got glasses.
She's always in something where it's like, damn, girl, like, damn.
Hey man, I be wanting to say something, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, say it.
She kind of hitting. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, she's always been fine, but it's like she's not a good actress.
Hey, everything comes back 360. Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, but her and Summer Catch. I like Selma Hayek and Dusk Till Dawn. I mean, anytime Selma Hayek really, but Jessica Biel and Summer Catch is all time like, God damn, as Joe would say.
Exactly.
And on our final note, a trailer dropped this week for good God, oh God.
Hey man,
a movie.
I'm all in.
I knew you were. It's called Black Adam.
Black Adam.
It's a little movie no one's heard of because no one has been promoting this movie for 10 years like this man has.
Bruh, you know what's crazy?
20 years, actually. 20 years.
You know what's so crazy about that? I forgot legit he was talking about this movie since like 2011 or 12. They announced this shit
like 2000. They when he still had the hair to fit the Black Adam.
Yeah, because he had the little...
Yeah,
the line was kind of going back. Yeah.
Like Black Adam's line was like, Black Adam, much like Sinestro from Green Lantern, was created with a receding hairline. Just for out of petty reasons or like what?
But I forgot all about that. He should grow his hair back. He can get the little Black Adam hairline.
Why didn't they do the Carlos Boozer?
Is it sprayed on him?
Yeah.
Well, The Rock doesn't do that.
But he's, never mind. I was gonna, you know what? They'll
Go
stick a
ahead.
needle in his ass.
Well, that's not gonna help your hairline. Otherwise, I would have took steroids by now.
Um, but yeah, no, this trailer dropped, and God, of course, this man has to have the line of like, "Heroes don't kill people," where he's like, "Well, I do," because this is him for the first time in a long time, somewhat playing the bad guy, but not really, because he's still gonna have to save the world at the end of the day. Only thing I care about in this movie is Doctor Fate, because
That's insane.
I just remember, like, I think it would be like the Superman animated series or Justice League, and like Dr. Fate would show up. I'm like, who's this dude in the gold helmet? He's cool. Um, and yeah, that's the only thing I care about is Dr. Fate. And they got Pierce Brosnan playing Dr. Fate, which I'm like, you know what? That ain't bad.
No, not at all. I thought it was gonna go a different direction.
I almost thought like George Clooney could have been Dr. Fate.
Bro, you ain't getting George Clooney out the bed for something like this.
True. He also has a bad back. So
Yeah, he one of these people like, bro, it's gonna cost for real, for real.
but no, Pierce Brosnan, Aldous Hodge, who is MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton, is playing Hawkman.
Second straight out of Compton reference, and yesterday.
Yeah. It's a good movie. Let's
Yeah.
not get into it. I mean, shouts to Gary Gray. Who notice Noah Centineo is playing Atom Smasher, who Edge played on The Flash, I think that one time, right? Sirat Sahi, who's an underrated Prussia, is like going to be the woman love interest of this movie. But yeah, I'm just not looking. I'm not going to see this movie.
Now you just being a hater. If you don't even try to watch it, like, bro, you don't even know the history of Black Adam.
Do you want to dive into it? Because I think our good friends at the Black Variant that's where you go if you want to know the history about these characters. But again, I know he's the villain of Shazam.
Yeah.
But again, since The Rock's such a fucking asshole, he has to be. I'm sorry, Dwayne Johnson, not The Rock. He has to be the hero and the villain at the same time, or the villain can't be a villain. He has to be a hero.
He's a tweener at times, though, like in the comics.
Because what was the line? I was born a slave, but I was a slave reborn a god. Like, get the fuck out of here! Like,
that's his history. What are you talking about? You don't read no comics.
No, but I know, like Dwayne was like, yeah, that's the shit. Yeah.
But he said that 10, 20 years ago, like you said. Because I legit forgot. Like, he's been talking about this movie.
He just should have been the bad guy in the fucking Shazam movie. Like,
well, the bad guy they had in there was less than Black Adam. Black Adam he was gonna beat the shit out rookie year Shazam. This is like his villain, like later on when he get his reps in. That's why. So best believe they're gonna have some type of crossover after this. They gotta have a reference to Shazam. Because Shazam is another Greek guy, as you saw. You never seen that movie. Phenomenal movie, by the way.
No, but I know he's, again, because he has the lightning bolt on his chest, and they are getting there. He's the villain to his, hero bit.
Yeah.
Because the villains in the new Shazam are going to be Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu. Like, the most, like, who would have put those two as a tag team in a movie? Like,
who was this actually? This the actually you talking about? What name?
Sirat Sahi? Yeah.
Quinceita? No, that's somebody else came up.
No, Sirat Sahi.
Yeah, I'm looking at somebody totally different. She look like FKA Twigs.
But yeah, no, this movie, it just no hard fucking pass from me. We've had a few hard fucking passes in the last few weeks, and this was definitely one of them. Personally speaking,
bruh, the movie ain't even out yet. That's how it was supposed to come out next month. And you already hate.
We did that with Avatar. The movie's not coming out till the end of the year. And you and I were both like hard fucking pass. So don't even be like, you can't be like that now when we were like that then.
Avatar, bro.
Stand your fucking ground is what I'm saying. Come on.
So I'm gonna watch the first.
Shit on Cody Rhodes in AEW, but love him in WWE. Don't be like one of those people. Come on.
Nah, come on, bro. Hey man, listen, that ain't me. But I'm gonna watch the Avatar one. I was gonna rewatch it like a month ago. I'm gonna watch the first one.
Trying to die?
Yeah. That's how I felt when I went to go watch it at the movie theaters when it first came out. I told that story already here, but
yeah,
I'm gonna rewatch the first one, and then I'll get my assessment of it. Yeah, it's a lot going on. I'm gonna get my assessment of the first one, and then the second one. I'm not gonna see it in theaters. That bootleg gonna look atrocious, but I'm gonna watch it that way.
Well, also you don't have 3 hours to sit in a theater because you barely have 3 hours to go see the Batman. That you
That's what I'm
didn't
saying.
even, yeah.
And then with Black Adam, bro, that's October. I don't know about that.
Nope.
It's about to be cold as hell.
Nope.
I ain't going to see no movie. It's cold as hell.
Not gonna be able to do it.
How long is the length? Pause. You don't say yet.
It's probably gonna be like 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Bruh. Okay, that's cool. Like if it was gonna be like 3
by Joan Colette Serra, who did like Run All Night. He did a lot of Liam Neeson movies, and he did Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson last. So
I told you I tried to watch that last year, right?
Yeah, it was dog shit, right?
Yeah, I can. It's for the kids, man.
No, it's because Dwayne Johnson shouldn't have been in that movie. I'm gonna believe that the dude the size of a mountain is a riverboat captain.
Yeah, bro. Big people got
in the 1920s, no one was built like him.
First of all, in the 1920s, he not riding no boat.
That's what I'm saying, especially with Emily Blunt.
No, they would have had. Never mind. Push the boat, boy.
You said steamboat.
Yeah, no. Never mind. It's about to get real problematic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm like, we are gonna wrap it up soon.
Yeah, because you already know which way I can go with it.
If they could make that F1 movie now and take the place of Black Adam, I'd be so happy.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't know. Movie legit is gonna take forever,
bro. And the thing is, it's supposed to come out next month. It's coming out October. You can't hate for
I can't
4
hate.
more months. For 4 more months, you can hate.
What the fuck do we have in the meantime that I'm gonna care about until? Really?
It's just a few things coming out.
No, because you and I talked about this with Van, and then we had forgotten about Top Gun. When we did the Batman commentary track and we said biggest movie of the year, I'm like, what else is coming out? And you guys are like, nothing. I'm like, nah, I think there's something. And it fucking turned out to be Top Gun Maverick. Because I had said, what about Doctor Strange? And both of y'all are like, eh.
Zell talking about Avatar?
He's probably talking about Jungle Cruise.
Well, Zell got kids, so he got to watch that. It's like Mona.
But also it's Moana, you mean?
Yeah, that her too.
It's
funny. It is funny seeing his
that Pirates of the Caribbean magic. That's what Disney was trying to do with that. Which apparently Jared Bruckheimer says they're going to do Pirates without Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he's talking about Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, because that's when he was what's up, man? That's when he took the stand, and they was like, "Sir, if Disney offers you $100 million, would you do another Pirates movie?" He said no. The funniest shit about that whole trial.
Have him anyway is the thing. I don't want to talk about that trial. No,
that shit was funny to me with him. I said, "This is best acting performance."
That's the thing. I'm like, this man fooled them, and she could be in the wrong too. But they like this man, like no.
Her ass got old fast. You seen that's how she was stressed. She got old fast.
Or was it? Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. Never mind.
Yeah. But the funniest thing, I'll just say this and then we can move on. The funniest thing about that trial is the dude was on stage geeked up doing one of these numbers. And then all you see is Johnny Depp and his attorney and his lawyer like, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Again, I remember like Johnny Depp, as I said a few weeks ago, on that whole, yeah. But
hey man, he made Pirates 1 through 3 masterpiece movies.
You might be stretching a little bit too far with the 2 and 3.
Masterpiece. Fuck that.
I do remember 2 being like, I think I said at that time, like, how long is this movie when I saw it in the theater?
Bro, that shit was. You right about that.
Because I'm like, are they still on? I'm like, they're still in Davy Jones' locker? Like, still? Like,
bro, when the Kraken started taking the ship over and he got left out to sea and Shorty was like, bye-bye. And that's when he had to go to Davy Jones' locker. Because remember, the third one is when he was trying to get out of it, right? He was by himself. Yeah, because he had to roll the boat over and switch over to the other side.
They had Chow Fat in that movie for like 4 minutes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Shouts to him.
Doing it, one of these numbers
Nope.
And then at the end, we see Keith Richards. Johnny Depp, that's your OG, bro. That's how I know you.
Legit, that's the man who he based the role off of. That's why I'm like, fuck this movie. And then Paul McCartney was his uncle, and I looked this up the other day. He's in the 5th one.
Yeah, I didn't see it though.
Because I never saw 4 and 5. Because like I ain't giving them shits my fucking time of day. I guess we might have to. I actually might just put those on to be like.
The fourth one is horrible. The fifth one, I think I saw maybe 5 minutes, so I take that back. I think I seen 5 minutes.
The fourth one had Penelope Cruz and Ian McShane as Blackbeard.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. All right, I do kind of remember. It was just horrible.
They had, and in the fifth one, they have Javier Bardem.
As like there you go.
CGI, who was Penelope Cruz's husband. Funny enough. Yeah, I mean,
Dead Man's Tale was the fifth one.
Yeah, and they brought back Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom, kinda like.
What
they couldn't even get everyone back, like how most movies can when they take some time off. Like they legit brought back Val Kilmer. Thank fucking God they brought back Val Kilmer for Top Gun Maverick. But like
on Stranger Tides, yeah, I don't remember this shit, bro.
That's the one about Will Turner's son. Because the fourth one's about Fountain of Youth, right?
Is it the fourth one?
Yeah.
On Stranger Tides?
No, that's. Oh, Stranger Tides is the fourth one. Fifth one is Dead Man Tells No Tales or something like that.
Yeah. Dead Man. First of all, it's a long ass title. Pirates
why
of the Caribbean.
Why does it sound like that? Why does it sound like
the review is hilarious.
That's going to be the sixth one. Pirates of the Caribbean. No one wickeder than them. Like.
So it's legit. They making a Pirate 6.
They had Naomi Harris in that movie as like Calypso, right? Like in those movies.
Pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good looking woman. Yeah, good woman. But yeah.
They said allegedly he was offered $301 million and he said, I'm good. I want to get paid like that. Let me turn down that much money. Margaret Robbie is in the sixth.
Yeah, no, Jerry Bruckheimer had said he said we had, because Top Gun, because again, this was his biggest movie to come out in the last couple of years. He said, we're working on 2 scripts, one within the same universe and one that's a spinoff, and Margot Robbie's in talks for one of them. And I'm like, why the fuck would Margot Robbie want to be in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie when she's about to be Barbie? Like,
hey man, them checks don't cash themselves.
True. And I think she realizes she needs a franchise so she doesn't get stuck as Harley Quinn. But it's like, no, you should keep playing Harley Quinn because you're fucking good at it.
Yo,
which is Disney, like what we always talk about with Tom Holland, which is like why Sony's letting him do his Fred Astaire movie so they can be like, but you're going to do Spider-Man's 4, 5, and 6. And he's like, I guess.
Yes, boss. I'll tap dance. That's what he.
No, but he wants to tap dance. He's like, I want to dance. And they're like, oh, okay. Like
the dance. The mouse got him dancing that Spider-Man suit to get paid though.
It's both. It's the PlayStation company and it's the mouse.
Facts. You going? Ha ha. Yes, boy.
Japan's sending over PlayStations.
Yo, they legit. Remember they gave Robert Downey like $150.
Oh god, they were dropping every bag to keep him aboard. And after a certain point, it's like, you know what? I don't want. You can keep the money. And they're like, keep the money, like,
bro. But that tell you how. I mean, it goes without saying how much of a conglomerate, not even a fucking titan they are. If they like, if it's, let's say this is true, Johnny.
No, that's what I'm saying. Make all these movies just to put them on Hulu. Make all these crazy fucking dark movies like Prey and whatever the fuck, and just put them on Hulu. Make all the movies Fox would have made and just put them on. Make Hulu the house of the Fox movies that were going to be in theaters.
Brother, if you think they about to put Pirates, the Caribbean 6 on Disney Plus, you out.
No. I'm saying those are the movies they want to put in theaters. I'm saying when they bought Fox, all the movies Fox would have made with that same tone, that dark kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Put those movies on Hulu. Like keep making these movies, but put them on Hulu. So that way you can put the big movies that are going to make all the money in theaters. That way you're not constantly taking L's like that. They basically are using Hulu to put, again, Deep Water was a movie Fox made, the Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas movie. That movie would have drowned at the box office, but they put it on Hulu. I talked about it. No one else did.
At all. I forgot it came out.
Yeah. And
hey, best believe Deadpool 3.
No, I shouldn't even talk. No, that movie will be in theaters.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Because the merch sales about to go crazy.
Because Free Guy was a movie that they took from Fox, kind of reshaped it, and that made money somehow during the second half of the pandemic.
You think Lightyear gonna make money?
Yeah. See, that's it. All their animated movies they put on Disney Plus, but this one they're like, no, this is Toy Story. This makes fucking money in movie theaters. All these other ones,
I don't think it's gonna be Jurassic Park.
It won't, but it'll be decent. I mean, And you can see like, and you have someone like Chris Evans who's like, I don't want to be Captain America anymore, but like, you're gonna be Buzz Lightyear. He's like, you know what? If it's just a voice, I'm in. I don't want to be Buzz Lightyear as the person, that I'll be the voice.
Yeah, that'd be John Cena as the person.
As I've pitched a year and a half ago.
I feel like it's gonna happen.
If they do, I'm legit storming the fucking headquarters and like
pay me because y'all.
John Cena follows the pod. I forgot about that the other day until I remember. I'm like, you know what? John Cena follows. He follows the pod's Twitter, not the. God, if he listens to the show, oh my god.
I send him a DM. So.
Should we talk about how he posted what he posted on his IG the other day? He might be back. I told you he was going to be, because he wasn't announced in the cast, but I told you he was going to come back. He had to. Vin Diesel he's trying to buy all this goodwill. But they're in Europe anyway. He's in London filming Argyle. As I say, those paparazzi pictures of him and he's got a good looking wife.
He has a good looking wife.
No, this man is with Nikki Bella, but like his wife is good looking too. Like, he's just like, compared to her, any woman would be like.
Any person.
Yeah, with me, they would think I'm the Make-A-Wish child if they just saw me next to them. They're like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, no, I'm here to interview him for a podcast. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, no, I am. Again, like what he did this week is, again, this is why this man is the GOAT.
Yeah.
And he's fucking coming back, Banks, June 27th in Texas, of all places, where we were months ago.
Galveston. I don't even know where Galveston is.
No, Laredo.
Wherever that is. I don't know where that shit is. Galveston, Laredo, I don't know. I don't go where they go.
But yeah, I mean, God, John Cena coming back. Again, and that movie, seeing that movie he made, Vacation Friends, that's a movie that Fox made. It probably would have tanked out the box office too, because it wasn't good. And the trailers didn't make it look good. And they put it on Hulu, and you and I talked about it, and it was like, yeah, it's some all right moments.
Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it a little bit more, but you liked it because of Von Orgy, and I don't blame you for that. So,
well, and the story was just pretty good. Like the whole, he lost his friend in the military type thing.
It did have two good moments. One, the golf game, how he rigs it to win at the end when they beat King Batch. And then the moment when the lead up to the ring and getting knocked into the sewer, like how it goes, like the Pee Wee Herman type of a vibe. He does all that for a bowl of cereal, and he takes a bite. It's like, oh, I'm full. Me and my dad would always be like, what is wrong with him? He does all this work to make his cereal. He's like, oh, I'm stuffed after one bite.
That's what's so funny about Twitter last year. Like you said, they have their moments where they talk about how white kids, they have a full spread for breakfast. And then they'll be like, one bite, thanks, Mom, and they out the door.
No, there was a tweet like in 2017, because I told this to my girl now, but like at the time I was dating someone when I saw this tweet. She sent it to me, and the tweet said, like, how come in the movies someone has a whole big breakfast made and the main character comes out, it's like, sorry, I don't have enough time. And they leave. We saw Kingsman, The Golden Circle, like a day or two later, and that literally happens in the movie when he's like, he comes down and she's like, Eggsy. He's like, yeah, and she's like, breakfast. I'm sorry if I don't got time. And I looked at her and I'm like, that's why. Because she was like, I told her, I'm like, because they're too busy.
Man, but them kids don't wash their ass. They just get out of bed, be late for school, take one bite, a toast, and leave. It happened in Stranger Things as well. The motherfucker made some bread, some toast real quick, talking shit, and left because his sister was about to leave.
Yeah, it's always like putting on the backpack with like the piece of toast in it. I'm like, I gotta hurry. Like,
I'm taking all that shit with me to go. Put it all in a bag. Put it in some Tupperware. We out.
That's why I love in Mulan when he's like, he gives her the bowl. It's like, it's breakfast, and it's the rice, the eggs, the bacon, and he's making her eat it because he's like, you gotta have a big breakfast where you have army training.
And that sounds like a spread, but that's in fact.
That sounds good. Yeah. What's he say? It's porridge, and it's happy to see you. Like, Eddie Murphy was on fire as Mushu.
He was
top tier voice acting performance.
That's why I don't know. He wasn't. They didn't have his voice in the live action, or at least somebody like him in the live action.
Yeah.
Hating.
I think that might be it this week. Anything else you want to talk about that's happened? I can't think of some that we've forgotten last week
No, I think that's everything. This is we ain't had no lengthy episode in a minute. Pause. We ain't had no episode this long in a minute.
Yeah. And again, the news, I mean, kind of it was quiet last week, but then this week shit started to go down. I mean, you said you saw Jurassic World Dominion, which I fucking hate you for.
I told you I was gonna watch it though.
Yeah, I know, but you also tell me a lot of shit, which I wish you wouldn't tell me.
Like what?
Every night.
I don't snitch.
Who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals? I know we need that show, but I've watched a few of the games so far. It's tied 2-2. Who do you think's got it?
I still got the Warriors, but if the Celtics win, I wouldn't be surprised. The only reason I want the Celtics to win is because the Lakers didn't make the playoffs this year. They had a bad season. And if the Celtics win, even though I hate Boston, if the Celtics win,
they get another title up.
Yeah, so that'll make me happy. That's the reason why I want that to happen. So, Laker fans like Antonio and my friends back home, they could cry about that.
Yeah, and again, they just hired a new coach who will probably crash and burn after a year.
Because LeBron is the coach.
Yeah, but no, I mean, again, Jaylen Brown, fuck, he's good. I haven't really watched as much NBA, but right when I was right as I was about to stop watching it, he was progressing. Again, since I kind of like the Celtics, I'm like, oh, I'm glad they picked him. Again, he went to Cal, funny enough.
Cal. Cal State, not Cal.
No, I haven't seen the match yet, and I'll be talking about that elsewhere this week.
But yeah, I'm about to say, Zill, tune in to Public Enemies and BRP.
The real savior, your real savior, Jay White, is the man who
Jay White took the belt from Okada, but he is not your savior.
No, he is the savior. The man with that torn pec is not your savior.
He looked like white Jesus.
Or Jesus is black, as we know. Jay White is Korean. Stop fucking with Korean Jesus. He's got Korean shit to do. God, that's what trading teams like. We need 23 Jump Street back. Get Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill can write and direct it if he wants to, because he wrote the first two, co-wrote them at least, or the stories. Even though, I mean, what are Lord and Miller doing? Not much. I mean, they are kind of doing Spider-Verse too, producing.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Well, I mean, one of them wrote it and both of them produced it, but yeah, that's supposed. No, they pushed that to next year, right? Yeah. Fuckers.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was waiting for that. That would have came out in October. That would have definitely.
That's what I was saying. Like there were movies. Again, there was that Gareth Evans movie with Tom Hardy, Havoc, which is Gareth Evans who did the Raid movies. He's supposed to be making a comeback. I'm trying to think of what else is supposed to be coming out. Like all the trailers I saw like during the movies, I'm like, I'm not excited for these movies. Oh no, what I mean, Mission Impossible. I had my girl next time when the Mission Impossible trailer came on for Top Gun Maverick. I'm just like, yes, because next year we will have a cruise summer when we deep dive the man, the myth, the legend, the god himself, Tom Cruise, the ultimate psychopath of Hollywood. A classic. That man can't even bend over to wipe his own ass, let alone put on a class. He can't put on a classic with 2 working pecs.
You see how fast he transitioned over talking about the Antonio Public Enemies tomorrow.
But seeing that Mission Impossible, it's not tomorrow. Remember, it's taped tomorrow. Air Tuesday. But,
yeah, I always think it's about to go live. So yeah, Tuesday,
I'm glad it's not live. But Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 next year.
My team is dead.
Do you read? But that was Steph Curry when he's like, I got to do all this shit by myself on Friday.
Yeah, legit. And then everybody got a glimpse of his pops wilding.
Yeah.
And that became the news.
Okay.
Like, bro, y'all really care about people's personal life?
First of all, everyone who's wild is just like, you ain't never had some milk in your life? Quit it. I
haven't yet.
But these same people be like, man, Del Curry's wild. Will be the same people wilding out when they see Liv Morgan. Justifiable when they see any white woman. So it's easy jokes. We gotta stop it.
No, legit. It's like, all right, bro. Like, whatever your preference is, it's not funny anymore.
It's only weird because of the potential that they are swinging with this other couple. That's the only part that makes it weird. Like, oh yeah, now you're nasty.
That's what like rich and wealthy people do.
But Del Curry, I mean, would you count him as rich like that?
Dale Curry
I guess so. Yeah, he's
he
in and
been
out
pretty
pretty
good.
quick.
He been well off for a while now.
But what happened to that IG model that like wanted to use him as like a sperm donor, basically?
Dale or Steph?
Dell. Remember when Steph broke the record for threes? There was that woman with the red hair who was like all up on him, and I'm like, is this woman just trying to get with this old man to like spawn the next Steph Curry? Like,
I don't remember, but it seemed like Dale got women. And I mean, the mom, she definitely a looker, so I definitely be posting. But no, that shit happens all the time, bro.
Respectfully.
I mean, is it respectfully when she already on the other side?
But again, as you see, she has bad taste because she went to a fucking dude that looks like a cop, like a police captain.
That's how it works, bro. Like, I'm not surprised by anything because nothing is new under the sun. Wealthy dudes, especially wealthy, rich white dudes, they always switch over. Like, you want my wife, take her. Go ahead, take her, pal. You just can't ask them about who you voting for.
Take my wife, please.
Who you vote for? Whoa. So like I was saying, I stuck my wife. What Dave Chappelle said. Oh, it'd be a little personal now. So that's the only thing. Like you can't ask them about who they voting for, but you can take their wife.
Yeah, I forgot what he said about that.
Like I was having sex with my wife.
Again, my favorite part about he mentions this stuff, like, see, my wife is Asian. I'm black. So we watched Tiger Woods, her and I argue about which part of him is hitting the ball better. Like that was which spawned the racial draft is still my favorite part when he talks about his wife. But when he talks about this, I'm like, shit, I am at the same party. Like
that shit. Hey man, if you listen, this is PSA from Banks. If you a swinger, cool. Hey man, I'm just the type of person I ain't gonna show shorty in public. You feel me? I don't care what.
Okay, now you're talking about. Here you go. Now here it comes.
No, I'm not burying nobody. I'm just not gonna do it. You feel me? But at the same time, I act like I ain't got no woman, but I act like I got a woman because I be hiding. But at the same time, listen, y'all motherfuckers on Twitter are some weirdos. I don't even have the app on my phone unless I gotta promote. Hey man, listen. That man went off. He had to literally pull like a Jordan type flu game. He had to carry the fucking team because Draymond only averaging a single double. He want to be on a podcast. Everybody else, I don't even know what's up with Clay. Clay might be hurt again, or he might be having just like minor aches and pains.
I think this is what you had talked about when I had, again, as someone who doesn't watch as much as I used to, and I said at the end of the day, his game can still work because all you could do is just shoot. But as you've seen, like, I think you're really smart on being like the injuries he had are bad injuries, and when you haven't played in 3 years, it's not going to be good.
But that's what I was saying.
And there's the whole story about Jordan Poole and the bitches and the court side and like him showing out. And then there's
Andrew. That's true because he shoot like a dude.
His form is just like.
Yeah, he shoot like a dude trying to impress the female. Like, hey, let me see the ball real quick, bro.
And then when he misses, get back on D. Come on, like it's like we're back on D because of you,
right? Like, and you ain't even running back. Yeah, like Andrew Wiggins can't be the second best player on your team, and you gonna win the championship.
Is Andrew Wiggins finally the prince that was promised?
It took all he had to get you feel me? Because remember, at first he was like, "Nah, I ain't trying to get that." He got that. He started balling.
Was it like? It probably was all the pressure of like being the next LeBron, but Canadian, even though he was never going to be built like LeBron. Funny enough, like I think LeBron was bigger than him in high school. And there was all those rumors like he didn't love basketball or whatever. Even though his dad was an NBA player, his mom was a track star, and he was in a bad situation until Minnesota kind of got better as the end of his run with like Towns and then. Jimmy Butler the 1 year, you just know about a bad hand when they thought him, Levine, and Towns were going to be the next big three, but they had bad coaching as well. But they also had the unfortunate passing to Flip Saunders. And my guy, Ricky Rubio, who like this guy was supposed to put people in the right places like a Rajon Rondo. But yeah, I mean, this story, I mean, Marcus Smart being Marcus Smart, I mean,
clamping
stuff and being a better offensive player. I mean, like I said, I mean, I remember like, he was always like the guy like don't shoot it, like you don't shoot the ball, you take the ball. Like
he's such a weird player. Like I told people, I've never seen a player score like this. It's like he doesn't get
in
hot
weird
balls.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the best
It's
way
like
I
you
can
hit a
say
big
it.
shot, and it's like you like
That's what it is. It's like he
yeah.
only could score that way. Like I gotta
Mhm.
like these playoffs. He's just like I'm gonna shoot threes. That's it. I ain't seen him do a layup.
I think it's been
I
his
ain't
whole
seen him
career.
take
Is
a
I'm going to shoot
two.
threes. It's just time to actually like falling.
Like I don't know who he is as an offensive player because he's always been weird to me. Like I remember he used to score just off weird layups and turnaround jumpers, and that was his only offense. Now it's just like if he got a three, he gonna shoot it and sometime and go in. But otherwise than that, his defense is superior on Steph.
And then Jason Tatum, I kind of has like the not the Jeff Green trick or treat style, but like he'll go off and then be like, "Damn, what's wrong?"
That's Yellow Mamba. That's what I call him.
But then again,
I
like
said
Jaylen
that
Brown.
not to cut
Yeah,
you
when
off.
I turned the game,
I
oh,
said that in
20
2017 when they
at
made it
Duke.
to the playoffs. No, because he's
Oh,
with
like
Duke.
the
Why would
rookie
I
year,
give
yeah.
yeah, when they was in the playoffs, why would I give him type of
You
love when
legit
he
was
with
like
Duke?
you hated me, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, like
Yeah,
Duke.
Duke.
I gotta beat your, I gotta bust your ass.
I texted the OG about that last night, or the old head about that.
Um,
I
oh yeah,
said,
because he's a Duke. Yeah, oh god.
yeah,
But
it's
again, you know
unfortunate.
what? Never mind. I was gonna wild, but
That's the only thing I don't like.
really, that's the only thing
Love that
besides
man.
that
That's the only thing.
besides the fact that he said you ain't in his weight class, which is
Who
a
said that?
fact. He,
When he say that?
all right, never mind.
No, legit,
Um,
I don't remember that.
you don't remember he said like you ain't at my level, like he gave you the whole like you. He basically told you like you're too short to box with God. Remember?
When? Yeah, we gotta talk. I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
you probably just you took too many naps in Dallas, but when I'm watching this finals again, I'm like, I still love watching basketball being played. I've said this probably again numerous times with the court. Should I get back in the
Oh, you
NBA?
talking about him?
OG, I
I,
was talking
I
about.
ain't talking about that old bastard.
Which OG are you talking about then?
He can never be my OG. I'm talking about his OG, his cousin.
Oh, okay. And they both
Yeah.
fans?
Yep. I mean, he looked like a Duke
I,
fan, so that wouldn't surprise me. I wasn't talking about him. I was like, oh, you talking about him? No.
oh, I think I'm confusing one being a fan. Yeah,
That's what
but
I'm saying. I'm like, he don't even watch sports, bro.
no, he does because he's a Steelers fan.
He don't even watch sports, bro.
You like the Cowboys?
Here we go. Go ahead, get your shit off.
No, so you like watching people lose?
So hold on.
And I'm gonna tell the woman who's a
That's a
fan
Giants
tomorrow.
fan.
She likes the same thing. Like,
Is that well? I
no,
already said it for you.
no, because
I
in the
said it.
Giants fan, she's right. They won titles. They won with
What that
Eli
mean?
Manning of all people. They won
What
for
that
many.
mean?
Like,
We won 3. We won 2 after them. After Lawrence Taylor. What that mean? When last time y'all
They
won?
won two after year 3, and yeah,
Y'all ain't won nothing since 91. 92.
95.
How long ago?
They
That was
won.
almost 30 years ago.
They won the year I was born. 3 weeks before I was
That's
born. They won.
unfortunate. And how long ago was that?
You're older than me, so it's just as long for you.
It don't matter. How
You
many
don't
we got?
fuck.
It don't matter how long we got. And that's a lie. You older than me. But how long ago was that?
Oh, I'm older than
Yeah.
now.
You black Adam. You white Adam.
So just Adam?
Exactly. Adam Levert.
Wait, how many Black Adams are there?
Well, I know one. They call him
Oh,
Max.
you know what?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think of an athlete.
I know one named Tyrone. I mean, Black Adam. Wasn't that dude that looked like John Cena, Adam?
No.
He should have played Black Adam, the fake John Cena.
No, he'll have to play Warp Dark Matter in the Buzz Lightyear movie.
Double entendre.
Wow. You know what? You can follow me.
Hey,
I'm only
they be-
laughing. No, I'm only laughing because I'm thinking about what the OG who you're talking about said to me one time. Well, not to me, in front of me. Follow me on Twitter at Davis aka Drip. Follow Banks on Twitter at I am not Banks. Follow the pod's Twitter at the BBD pod. Follow me on Instagram, Davis Cullen DC. Banks is I am not Banks on Instagram. Apple Podcasts and Spotify is where you can find the show for audio. So it's more helpful for our commentary tracks like the Batman Wrestling Verse, which we'll try to get back into sometime. in the next month or two.
Hey, Van said they want to do Bash at the Beach.
Fuck Van. Fuck X. Fuck the black man. I hate them because I hate them because they're X and Van are two of the funniest people ever. Like when I say I hate them, that's how I look. Cause like, I hate you. I hate you.
Look,
like
you're not a religious man. I need you to do me a favor though. Pray for Tim.
Team. I team.
You's a nasty bastard.
I need to talk. Again, I don't know how. I need to talk to Tim at some point. I don't know how we're gonna make that happen.
Don't talk to that deviant.
But YouTube is where you're watching now. Stay subscribed, recommend, most importantly, like, all of that. Go back in the archives. We got some great episodes, some great guests again. Black Variant's been on before. Cal, who's been on before. Like I said, we're gonna try to have him on again, maybe for Nope. Joe, who was mentioned of Brandon Maxon podcast.
Absolutely.
The two OGs that we mentioned had been on previously. We didn't get Math on screen because we weren't. No, that might have been.
He was on screen when he told that Lennox Lewis story last year.
But I don't remember if that's on our original feed or on your or my YouTube. Because we hadn't created a pod page at that point, I believe.
Yeah, I could upload it here. So I could just talk about it.
I'm just saying if I remember it.
Lennox, why you didn't follow through? Go ahead.
If this man had told me he knocked out Lennox, I would have believed it.
I would.
You wouldn't?
Bro, it's Lennox Lewis. All jokes aside.
Because you're a hater. Because you hate this man.
No, all jokes aside, it's Lennox Lewis.
Because you want to be him.
Nah, I don't want to be a work 6 foot.
But say, no, he's legit tall. Again, like when I saw this man, I was like,
well, that's because everybody taller than you.
Then I saw Black Shawn instead, and I was just like, oh, shit.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody taller. We'll see.
What are we going to be talking about next week? I'll watch that Spiderhead movie on Netflix.
Me too.
What else will be out by then? Maybe I'll watch Obi-Wan. Probably not. Don't count. I'll be like Woody with the 8-ball. Like, well, Andy, pick me. Don't count on it. I mean, will I go see Lightyear? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
I'm definitely seeing Lightyear.
Fuck it. Maybe I might have to just so you and I can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see that. Rocket Man.
Yeah, I mean they did that. I mean, what?
And I'm gonna be high.
Should they have done Liftoff instead? Like, we're gonna take it to the moon, take it to the stars. Like,
no, Davis. We only have one epic in this movie. I think they got two.
All right, but we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell. I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.